Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're right. It's that time again. It's EGL 1 Dota 2 action time. My name's HellbirDza. I'm joined by notAhero, and man, oh man, do we have a game for you. notAhero, there are a few things in this world that make me happier than seeing some of South Africa's best Dota teams taking each other on, and it gets even better when there's, I don't know, some I wouldn't say grudge match, but there's a little bit of spice to the mix as well. So Team Pingu taking on Exdee Gaming tonight, excuse me. I'm really looking forward to this one. Of course, now that I've spoken for the entire introduction, hey, notAhero, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks for having me. It's awesome to be here. And yeah, like you said, grudge match. Fury was a long-standing member of the Exdee squad, and now he's on the other side of this matchup. So obviously going into this with his old MGO against his old MGO, so he's got a bit of pride at stake. He wants to show that his new team has been worth it. But this Exdee squad they've been looking strong. They won recent tournaments in SA. They beat some of the big teams in the country. But we keep talking about which Exdee is going to show up. Like, which one is it? Is it going to be this juggernaut, which we can label them as, or is it the Exdee team that's going to kind of be wishy-washy and try some new things? It is still early in the tournament. There is still a lower bracket as well. This is an upper bracket game. So if you want to try some new stuff, now is the chance to do it.
That's always been an interesting one to me, because I find that when you're in the upper bracket, it does feel that way, like you can get away with something. But I almost feel like it's also the time where, it's that lifeline. It's you know what? It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Get that option. Phone a friend. You have a really smart friend. You know that, is this the time? Is this the time where you can get away with it or not? Is this time to phone the friend or not? But look, in all seriousness, this is a matchup. I mean, the thing is, I totally agree with you that Exdee, for me, are one of the sides at the moment that look like they could be a sleeper hit. I mean, we've been talking a little bit about all the different sides and how they matter to the scene, etc. I mean, obviously, at the moment, it does feel like Energy are top dog. Sin 5 would love to make us eat our words. And, of course, there's the likes of White Gaming, who, are a very established MGO. There's a whole bunch of new teams also, but including Pingu for that record. I think Pingu would also be one of the sides that's like, hey, notice us. But Exdee is like that sleeper hit. I feel like Exdee are the team ready to. I think they're a true dark horse in this regard. And I know this sounds weird because they're a team that has won. They've recently won. So how does that team become a dark horse? Well, it's because I don't think anyone's expecting them to win this one. And I think that if you're going to count out Exdee, if you're going to put all your attention on Sinister 5 and Energy Esports or White Game, whoever it is that you think is your top dog, and you ignore Exdee, I think you're going to have a purple storm coming your way that's going to just wipe you out, right? Because they're a very capable squad right now.
Yeah, no, they're very good. There's a lot of experience to the side. So Ski and Burn Biceps and all these guys have been playing consistently for Exdee over the last 2-3 years now. But then B played for WRG beforehand. He's the cool, calm head in the team. I think he's the voice as well. So definitely a lot of experience. If you compare the two, I think Fury comes into the team with just as much experience for Pingu, but I think B has been around, let's say, higher placing teams in recent history. So definitely a big experience matchup. Fury versus B. Who's going to get the upper hand in the draft? Because we've seen a lot of this has come down to a drafting phase. And I had a quick chat with Fury in the week, and um, they are sour from that loss to Duck in the qualifier finals. So they are sour. They said they kind of threw out all these scripted drafts that they had, because they kind of like had scripted drafts which they tried to implement, and they just didn't adjust to what their opponents were doing, and they kind of said that we're going to throw these scripted drafts out and we're going to just play what we want to play what looks good, play what feels good, and I think it's a different Pingu side because of it.
I just want to say that there's something I quite love about this was that Pingu has given me a second bird to root for. Because only ever, I think, there's only duck, right? There's no other birds in the scene at the moment, right? I mean, anyways, we birds have to stick together. We're going to be behind each other. And also, this much makes it very easy for me to get behind a side like Team Pingu, because they are a good team. They are definitely very capable. And if you're coming here expecting Exdee to just run away with it, I mean, maybe they will. Who knows? But the point is, I wouldn't be totally blown off my rocker if I saw Team Pingu run away with this 2-0 themselves. I mean, they are a very capable squad. They are, I think, particularly hungry. I mean, Fury has moved into a kind of interesting space in my mind as well. You mentioned about the experience, because Fury obviously was the Fury and Hunter combination. They were the two twins, up and comers who played for, believe it or not, as you mentioned, Exdee for a very, very long time. But now Fury is not only the person I refuse to play Dota with because we will never win together, he is also a particularly capable and experienced player, and he is definitely going to lend that experience and that stage experience in a big way to all the people around him.
So me and Fury have an interesting history. When him and his brothers started out as a team, they were called Legendary Light, and when they just started out, like obviously I was in a team that was quite settled at the moment, was well known, and these guys were begging me to play with them every single day. They were begging me to stand in for them for tournaments, and I kind of kept blowing them off. And one tournament I actually played with them and like helped them iron out some things, but this one they just like got onto the scene, and it was such a weird transition. And because I remember after playing with them, I was like, oh, these guys need a lot of work, and look where he is now. Like, Fury has outlasted his brother. He's outlasted that entire team. If I'm not mistaken, I think Precious Petunia was part of that squad as well. I could be under correction. But I was like, yo, these guys are still very raw. They need some work. And now Fury is like a settled old head in the scene. He's someone that's going to be stable in your draft. He's gonna make good decisions for you on the map. And he's a player very oriented on his vision game. Like, he's so good at vision. And just seeing him from like back in those days to where he is now, it's a huge step. Like, Fury went from Divine 3 last year. He's an Immortal player now. Like, his MMR has just kept climbing and climbing and climbing, and the whole team, the whole Pingu squad are Immortals, but they're facing a bunch of Immortals as well. I think B is Immortal 3000 at the moment. Ski is Immortal 1800. So Remedy's also up there. So the guys are like, this is a heavyweight bout. So like earlier in the week, I posted, this is going to be a heavyweight title clash. It's the heavy hitters who's going to hit the knockout. Like, let's get the boxing references, because this is going to be a slugfest.
And here's the thing as well. I mean, bear this in mind. We've spoken about, you know, the other sides in this tournament already. Big, massive teams like, you know, the Synth5, Energy stuff. I don't think you really want to play these teams anywhere other than the winner bracket, right? Because here's the catch with a side like Exdee or Team Pingu. They can also beat sides like Energy and Sinister 5. I mean, they do have, as you mentioned, powerful rosters. And staying up here, you know, the weather's nice up here. It smells good, you know. It's like a fresh breeze. It's actually, I mean, ignore all the looming like threats coming your way, but it's nice up here. Down there in the lower bracket, scary place, dark place. I mean, it's a Yeah, it's sorry, I had a little chuckle somewhere. But point is, it's definitely the kind of experience that you want to avoid for as long as possible. The only time you are, I would say, allowed to drop down there is when you just want to play more Dota. Other than that, you have to stay up to where it's sunny. But look, with that aside, this is a massive matchup. I think Exdee would still certainly be the favorites going into it. I mean, make no mistake, they deserve that position right now. They've been playing really good Dota, and it would be, it'd be a big deal, I think, for Pingu to beat them here. But if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember. I think it was Punks that beat XD not too long ago.
Yeah, it was about 2 tournaments ago, and one of the big ones for the year so far before EGL announced their participation or their hats in the Dota pool as well. Punks took out XD, and it was a massive surprise to everyone. It was like kind of a shocker, and Punks has just proven that they've grown over and over again. But after that game as well, and I was like, what happened there? And they were like, it's not happening again. So like tension brewing in the Dota scene. Like Pingu wants to show they're one of the top teams. XD wants to show that those previous losses were a bit of a fluke. So they just want to get back into it and show that they deservedly are one of the top 2 teams or top 3 teams in the country. So definitely some motivation behind it. It's not just for this massive prize pool that EGL has put down for 50,000 Rand. It's a bit of bragging rights as well.
Well, for those of you, by the way, who are wondering, I mean, obviously we're sitting here, we're waiting for this game to start. We're eager to get into the thick of things. Obviously, we live in South Africa. We have to deal with difficulty keeping the lights on at times. So we're just waiting for one of the players who I guess was supposed to be on already to, for his power to return. In the meanwhile, we'll try to keep you company as best we can. But I do think that perhaps it's probably appropriate that we talk a little bit more about the tournament in the greater sense than just limited to this particular matchup. So one of the things I wanted to point out is that this is the biggest prize pool in a really, really long time. And I think the community has gone behind this tournament in a massive way. And I keep repeating this, but it has, in many ways, I think, also been a bit of a testament to the future of South African Dota. I think we've seen that there are opportunities now that for organizations like EGL, to Evesports, obviously, to make a home here and to almost revive the scene in a way, because it does feel like it wasn't where it once was. And I do think that also deserves a lot of credit to EGL themselves, to Evesports, and of course to HB and to Omen, who are sponsoring this event as well, because that engagement, that involvement with this tournament is one of the most important things to having that kind of a success. You need these types of endemic sponsors to be part of your industry if you want to engage with any other form of sponsorship. So if you want to have your Coca-Cola of branding come and join your industry, you need to have the guys that are first the endemic sponsors behind it. So I just want to take a real strong, solid moment to thank the sponsors for this event, thank them for getting behind it, and of course to thank Evesports themselves for getting involved in our scene again, taking, I'd say, a almost want to say like a well-earned risk on Dota. I think we've been working as a community for a while now to pick things back up again, but this is the first real sign of growth we've had in a while. So big shout out to them. notAhero, I've spammed a lot about it. You obviously know what this is like as a player though? I mean, I'm pretty sure that that you still have the jersey like just on the left of you or something if you need to put it on quickly. So I'm curious. I mean, what does that mean for a player?
It's huge for players, especially in the South African scene, because our scene kind of went into this dip, or not dip, but a stagnation stage where none of the amateur teams wanted to play any of the big teams, and it was a massive hit for our scene because we're not advertising our talent. And you had all these amateur tournaments that kept popping up, and they're still kind of happening at the moment. And a lot of these amateur tournament organizers have kind of expanded, and they started creating divisions within their amateur leagues for the better teams to participate if they want to. But there are still amateur cups going around, and people think it's harmless and it's just a bit of fun. And yeah, it's like I think me and you had this discussion. Any other sports, if I don't want to play at the top tier, I can choose to go play for a third team or a second team rugby side or hockey side or something like that. and I can kind of just enjoy myself. So I do think they have their place, but they were becoming the common denominator. They were becoming the main source of Dota in South Africa, and it's just amateur tournaments. As a player in 2019, my team was denied entry to 7 tournaments. That was a year where the only tournament my team was allowed to play was VS Gaming. And as a player, that's very disheartening, because you put in all this time, all this practice, all this effort to become better, and then you're just not allowed to play any of these other tournaments. And they were cash tournaments, like they had entrance fees and they had cash, and it really hurt like our top tier players. A lot of top tier players decided, well, it's not worth it anymore, let's retire. And with tournaments like EGL, I'm going to mention them on stream, like we had guys like Odu coming out and saying like, well, I'll play this is insane, look at the sponsors, look at the prize pool, I want to join EGL. And me and Odu had a quick chat like about what's his plans, how's the schedule looking, and shout out to Odu, by the way. And those are top tier Dota players. Like even with them having taken a break, like when they're coming back, that skill set is still there. They're going to be a bit rusty, but having those guys back on our scene for tournaments like EGL is going to be huge. We saw players like FICO Damage move to Punks. He's been on the scene for a long time, and I think with tournaments like EGL, he decided, well, he wants to keep playing. So it's revived the scene. Like there's something to play for. We're not just being forced into this one channel. And we saw this year, like there was multiple other tournament organizers that then said, okay, well, we have to open up to our top tier teams. So great on EGL for putting a prize pool such as this down and allowing the best teams in the country, but not just the best teams, Helbert. Like we had, under correction, 52 or 54 teams registered.
Actually, I mean, this is an interesting one. I mean, if I take I'll actually give you a proper answer if you give me just a moment. But what's really interesting, we actually had 62 teams that registered. And
completed their registration.
But the teams that completed their registration, I think you are correct, was around about 54, and I'll tell you in a second. 45, sorry. So 45 teams in the end completed their registration. But it is great to see the fact that there was 64 teams that thought about it. And what's interesting
and
is
the latecomers. And the latecomers. We had guys afterwards saying that, we missed it. Like, can we still sign up? And unfortunately, they were closed. But there was interest in it. And sorry to cut you off, but then now we're seeing massive Dota. Like, let's go back to what we did last week and what we saw happen last week. That WRG versus BSL series. Like,
yeah.
How can you not have the best in the country playing against the up and comers? Because then you get series like that. Like BSL so close to taking a 2-0, so close, and they went to a third game, and WRG on experience just pulled it through. So it's insane. This is what we need.
100%. So just on that note as well, let's go there for a second and go back in time. So for those of you who have perhaps been following a little lightly, we can just update you on the situation. So this is obviously a round 2 matchup here. The winner of this matchup will go on to face Energy Esports, and that's a pretty big matchup, because the winner of that will make the way through all the way to the winners bracket final. So very big matchup there. And of course, just winning this match gets you further along the lower bracket than you know, obviously makes life easier one way or another. But
also gets you closer to that prize pool bracket. Like, where are you going to end up?
For sure. At the same time, the only team at the moment, in fact, no sides yet have been knocked out of the competition. There are obviously Bononi's Legends, Exdee Gaming, MLGC Dunamis, Frostbite Esports, Odyssey Esports, MWG Zels, Aura Gaming, and Gamers Change. They lost their first round matchups. So they're all waiting. They're going to play each other up next week. We're actually going to be bringing you, I think, the Frostbite versus MLGC matchup as well, in particular. And I think, I can't remember the other one, but we obviously bring you 2 games again next week as well, and those matchups are going to be very interesting. The winners of those matchups will obviously continue on their path, but we'll find, I won't say fine, we'll lose someone, and it's a little bit sad, because I think as these tournaments start to wind down, as any of their finals, it becomes bittersweet, because you get to enjoy everything that's come before it, but at the same time you have to say goodbye to people that made it as memorable as they have. But anyways, all right, enough about this. We're actually into the draft. So let's go ahead and talk about that. What's going to happen here is one of the players still is yet to reconnect. So what that means is we're going to go through the draft with you all, we're going to enjoy the draft with you all, and then what we're going to do is we're going to leave the draft with you all, and we'll come back as soon as that player has returned. So hopefully ESCOM will be kind to us, and they'll bring back the lights sooner than later. But obviously we'll just do as best as we can to keep you updated on that situation. But anyways, enough of that, let's get stuck into it. notAhero. We do have Beastmaster, Oracle, Mars, and Sandking banned out so far, with AA on the deck. What are your thoughts?
So this AA hero has risen in popularity a lot because people have started going these insane healing strats. You see Holy Locket is actually one of the most popular items in the game at the moment for sports. And with Holy Locket being so good on Winter Wyvern, we've seen Chens with it, Ios with it. The item has just like jumped up in popularity. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's additional healing for your team, and the healing strat has become a thing again. And AA has risen in popularity mainly because of that. It's not to do a deny pick on these alchemist heroes or Timbersaw or anything like that at the moment. It's solely for the purpose of, yes, it denies those heroes, but it's to stop these healing locket healing strats. We know Pingu does it for Fury. Fury goes Winter Wyvern with healing locket, and the amount of heal sustain is insane. We the other day I saw a Snapfire ulti a target that's called Embraced, and it wasn't taking damage. It just wasn't taking damage. Healing locket, providing that additional amp, it's just too much sustain, and AA just stops all of that from happening. So I like the AA pickup. The hero does have its weaknesses. It can be picked off pretty easily in the fights with mobile heroes. But Pingu respond with a Lina and a Bane, which is interesting because I don't know if Tatsu has been playing much Lina middle. And Exdee is usually a team that runs a Lina pos 4. And then they go for Bane. Bane is an old Fury hero. I do like the changes to him. 20 minutes in, if you can get a shard, like not putting yourself in vulnerable places with his ulti, making an illusion that channels the ulti for you, is pretty interesting. So it's all. Do you think that's not a block pick, but a pick that comes out to stop other heroes like Lifestealer potentially coming out, HellbirDza?
To be perfectly honest, I think that's more of a counter pick. I mean, for me, Bane is not a hero we see a huge amount of, especially in South Africa. But I mean, it is something that you mentioned that they're comfortable on. And one of the things I like about a hero like Bane is actually the fact that a lot of players almost forget how to play against Bane, if that makes sense. They forget about the range of that disable and BKB penetrating. It's a very, very powerful tool for Team Pingu to play around. And when you do couple it around with something like Lina, there's a lot of options that you may just not be used to, like Sleep into Light Strike Array kind of combinations. So if Team Pingu are comfortable with it, if they're comfortable around with playing the hero, this also opens up the draft because, well, we expect Bane will be a support. I can't imagine it going anywhere else. However, that Lina could go anywhere, and if it does end up being a dual support that we're staring at right here, it actually puts Lina in a position where she could be a pretty good dual support, because I think Lina's kind of fallen in our favor in this support, and one of the big reasons for me is that she isn't good at connecting with that disable. In this case, she could just become a monstrous kill combination. The power of Brain Sap, pure damage, the pure nuking potential that you have out from Lina, and of course BKB penetrating spells. It's gross. Sorry. I like Bane. What can I say?
The Bane has been changed recently as well. So the Enfeeble actually is health regen reduction and cost speed reduction. So it's really annoying to play against. So it's cost speed reduction. It's the only hero in the game that does it. So have you seen Darkseer trying to cast Vacuum with a 30% cost speed reduction? Like, it's stupid. Exdee then did opt for the Darkseer. That's a Burn Biceps comfort pick. It's a hero that they play around a lot. They usually combo to something like a Clockwork, which we see was banned out, Nyx Assassin Tusk. So they're just taking out the Darkseer combinations because the Exdee side functions around this Darkseer very, very well. Ooh, and then a Slaughter pickup. I like this a lot against AA. It is a hero that can kind of like hunt the AA in the middle of the game. It's not a super jump like a Spirit hero, but it is a hero, if he gets on top of the AA with the Lina, it will do some damage. This does make me think that it might be a pos 4 Lina, because Slaughter Lina lane, it's a classic from about 2018. The combination is very popular. I do still think it's viable. You're gonna have to pick 3 other really in-your-face heroes from Pingu, because both your supports is not like I'm gonna open the team fight with a Bane Grip or Lina Stun. So they need to kind of have another hero that can get in the faces of Exdee. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this Dragonite Blink Crash or Puck. And there's the Earth Spirit. That's the Darkseer combo. The Clockwork, the Nyx, and the Tusk was taken out. They opt for the Earth Spirit. So that's a nice little just synergy with the Darkseer. We have seen this combo destroy lanes, and it also has failed because your Earth Spirit can't be stagnant. He kind of wants to move around the map. So having the Darkseer with him, Darkseer wants levels. The moment the Earth Spirit goes away, Darkseer will get those additional levels once he's level 3 or 4. Iron Shell being extremely important a level in that lane. So interesting to see what Team Pingu is going to respond with. Earth Spirit, Darkseer, like they can go Juggernaut, they can go Lifestealer. Both the heroes have built-in magic immunity against something like the AA. I know the blast stays on you, but you don't take the magic tech damage. Juggernaut not necessarily the best because healing ward feels a bit worse because of the AA. But yeah, maybe we see Holy Locker Juggernaut. Who knows? So yeah, they need a Juggernaut, they need a Lifestealer. They can actually do something like Terrorblade as well. I don't think that's a horrible matchup here. High armor hero, doesn't have a lot of HP. Weaver.
That's pretty interesting.
It's another hero to get onto the back. So this is also a hero that can hunt the AA. Doesn't really care much about the Darkseer in lane. The thing that I'm concerned about is this Darkseer is not going to be bullied at all unless they... Sorry, I've got a bit of hiccups. Unless they do a tri-lane. So I've seen Exdee, because I know Darkseer so well. The moment someone picks Darkseer against them, they instantly tri-lane again.
Well, it's interesting, by the way, as well, as Darkseer's been one of the really popular... Oh. Who's lagging? Is it me or you? One of us lagging. Anyways, I think it was you, so I'm just gonna keep talking. But Darkseer has actually been one of the really popular heroes of this tournament. He's been picked up quite a few times already in this tournament, and has a particularly good win rate. Now it's still very early on, right? So we haven't seen all the stat and all the data coming through just yet, but definitely has been pretty good. What I'm also wanting to put is you made a comment about getting up in their faces, and I really do agree with you about that, because right now the starter he's kind of a catch hero. He's not actually an initiator by trade. He wants to catch people out. He wants to wait for his fight.
Reach.
Yeah, wants to get onto your back line, get onto that potential snipe or whatever, and just make their life awful as they're trying to play the game. So I really do think now, more than ever, that I triple agree with you that Team Pingu, they need something that wants to battle. They want something that's almost like a tide hunter or something that's just going to come at me, let's stand in your face. And one of the things that's still in the pool that's actually been particularly successful in this tournament so far is also the Centaur Warrunner. So I'm interested if they go for something like that is happy to pick a fight, get on top of you, and it's going to be a pretty interesting one. But now the PL comes out. Look, I think the opening trio for Exdee is really nice. Like, I like the Darkseer's, like, the way it can play around heroes like AA and Earth Spirit. It's cute, you know, you can set up a lot of fantastic stuff for them. Now, PL's an interesting one for me. I'm not a massive fan of PL these days, but I mean...
The hero is kind of strange at the moment because his shard buff was extremely strong, but Diffusal was nerfed on illusions. So it's kind of like in a limbo phase, and it either takes over the game or it's just not a good PL game. Team Pingu don't really have much to deal with it. I guess Slardar is pretty okay. Doesn't really kill the illusions. Weaver can go Maelstrom build, which I think he has to do this game. But to complete Pingu's draft, I wouldn't be surprised if they do like a Kunkka or even a Dragonite middle. Dragonite obviously has some splash damage in the mid to late game that can deal.
Kunkka player though, or Pingu? Am I wrong?
Mid Kunkka.
Right, okay. Sorry, my mind is going mid. Maybe I'm calling it now. This is a mid leaner, so I'm thinking they need another support.
Yeah. They need a core, or they need a core that can kind of assist this Weaver in dealing with PL, and that's going to get in front. So Kunkka obviously has Splash. He's got both. All his spells are AoE, so that could kind of help you against PL or even Dragonite. They just took the Puck out. Spirits, no, Ember Spirit's been banned. Templar Assassin's been banned. Ember would have been really good. It's a hero that can catch AA. He's pretty good against PL. He's got Flame Guard for built-in magic immunity against this Darkseer and Earth Spirit. So really good ban by Exdee there, taking the Ember out. TA was also pretty... I like the TA ban. The TA is shot up in popularity. We've seen it in the major at the moment. It's being played mid. Arteezy's actually playing it safe lane. It's going for like a Manta Ags build, which is completely stupid. It's like a Naga Siren on steroids. So we're not going to see that. But Team Pingu has last pick here. Exdee needs a mid laner. Junaid likes Void Spirit a lot. I've also seen him play wonky stuff like Grimstroke middle. But they can also take something like a Dragonite to deny picket. Because they do have slot off for the buff, but there's no real other physical damage apart from the Weaver. So Dragonite pretty good. You deny picket, you take it away from the side like Team Pingu. What are they taking? Dragonite. Yeah.
You know, notAhero, how good do you feel right now? I'm just curious, when analysts do this, I once called something. I once called someone, I was on a panel with like Snare and Donny and Prophecy, if you remember. He was also a big analyst back in the day. And everyone was looking at me, the panel host, going, haha, what does this guy know? And I said, RDK Nagasire. And everyone laughed. They laughed at me, and it happened. So I know that feeling. It happened to me once. But you did great.
This was a great pick. It was a great pick because Lina Bane can't really kill this DK. You don't want to ulti him. Slardar kind of, you can go on him, but you want to focus these other targets. And Weaver versus Dragonite just feels horrible.
Okay, but do it again.
So,
I wonder what's the next pick. Come on, do it again.
But it's a deny pick because Dragonite would have been great for Pingu. Like it's 100%. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna have a chat with Fury after this game. I don't like that.
Well, alright. So after this game it is, because we promised you that we'd have some exciting Dota. What we didn't promise you is that we'd be going straight from the draft into the Dota. We're going to take a quick break as we set things up for the matchup, because if you look closely, if you have a keen eye, you'll notice there's a player missing. Hopefully they're back. I think they're back. One way or another, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back shortly, and we'll finally get underway with Exdee versus Team Pingu. Right, and here we go. Exdee versus Team Pingu. This time, the dress rehearsal is over. We've got all our picks coming out. Fastest draft of your life if you're just tuning in, but obviously Exdee taking on Team Pingu here. They're very drafted, so we're just running through things as we get ready to go into the game. notAhero, you were saying that you didn't like Team Pingu's draft, but can I make you feel better?
Go for it.
I would like you to know. I would like you to know if you're watching a game. I would like you to know if you're watching on the stream that here at EGL 1, Evesports does not disappoint. And today, there will once again be free stuff. And we'll let you know when that is. And whatever you do, do not do anything until I tell you to. Otherwise, I will also get into trouble. It's a really cool giveaway. I'm going to tell you what that is. It's going to be a Evesports shirt this time around. Now, I hope you know that I am not lying when I say that every day I give the Evesports admin a hard time because I'm waiting for mine, right? And eventually they will cave because I will not. And you could join me too, as we can become brothers or sisters, or brother and sister, I guess. Or, you know, something like that in the ownership of an Evesports shirt. So, anyways, make sure you check us out on our socials. That's EvesportsZA on Twitter. You can find a link directly to the YouTube channel. You can also join us on Facebook, but you really want to be on the YouTube channel. And you can check us out here and have a chat with us, engage with us. Oh, we miss you guys when you're not around. Anyways, enough of my... I think I'm a catchphrase at this point. Enough of my nonsense. Definitely have too much of that. But anyways,
this game I will be very proud
Yeah,
of.
so there's going to come a point in the game, whether it's game 1 or 2, where we're going to open the competition, and there'll be a phrase that HellbirD will give to the guys, and just type that phrase once into the chat. Once it's been announced, we'll give the details a bit later, once only, and then you'll be in the competition for some free stuff. I don't know about the Zeus pick, HellbirD. Like, I don't know what the... I understand it's like really good against the PL, and like I guess they kind of thought they needed something to deal with it. It kind of like chunks down Dragon Knight's HP as well. But the Slaughter is going to have to play completely out of his mind because he's the only real frontline in this draft. He's going to go in and everything's just going to be focused on him.
I think that also in the fact that I think there needs to be a big performance on this Weaver. Like, Joba's going to have to really work very hard to make sure that he's able to provide the damage. Because here's the thing. You mentioned before that like they don't have a huge amount of damage going into it. Yes, obviously magic damage is a very intelligent way to deal with DK, so there's that too. But at some point, he's going to have a BKB. And you cannot allow a potential full BKB duration DK just hammer like fairly squishy heroes like Lina, Zeus, and Bane. So
with Iron Shell and Surge on top of him.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be an interesting one. I think Weave's going to have a good game for Pingu to have a chance here. And, you know, I really want them to do well because here's the thing. We always talk about, oh, we want the game 3 and all this kind of stuff. It's much easier. It's a safer way to get to game 3 when the team that's on paper the favorite loses the first one, right? So we're going to swap this the script around a little bit. We're going to back Team Pingu in game 1 so we can get to the game 3. But anyways.
No, I'm not backing them with a Zeus pick. I'm sorry. I love these boys a lot. I'm not backing them with a Zeus pick. It was a horrible pick. I don't like it. But I hope they prove me wrong. I hope Tatsu is the next best Zeus in the world and he shows me what this hero is going to bring to their draft.
Right. Anyways, okay, let's see if Tatsu can do that. Obviously, also, we were talking in the draft about, you know, how Fury's a long time player. Tatsu also feels like he's been around for a very long time. I don't even know if I know this for a fact, but I feel like Tatsu's been around for a long time. Am I going crazy? Is it true?
No, Tatsu is he's an up-and-comer. Like, last year was kind of his... If I'm wrong, then please correct me in the chat, but he's kind of an up-and-comer. Last year was his first, like, real big year in a team that had success. He was on the panel with us last year as well for a bit. He's a pretty new youngster, if I'm not mistaken, and I think he's still got quite a bit of Dota ahead of him, if that makes sense.
Tatsu, I invite you to at me. I want to know, because I'm not... maybe it's just because I've been casting a lot lately. So I think...
So Remedy on this PL... He's gonna have to go like in the pro scene. Hood has become kind of a standard item on PL, and he's gonna have to go like treads into Hood against this draft from Pingu. If he gets caught by Lina Zeus, he can die. So he'll have to go Hood. It's obviously going to solely be to absorb some damage from this Zeus. Oh, they're going on the Bane top.
We're gonna catch out. They're going for the Bane, and Fury in a little bit of trouble here. You're gonna run him down as well. They get hasted up, have the Iron Shell, but it's not enough damage. Actually, that's one of the issues I guess with dealing with the Bane. Like, you deal damage, and then he deals it back, but he takes it back too. Obviously, Brain Sap's so handy in that regard, and in the end, you're not gonna get first blood just yet. We'll have to see how that goes. But of course, Fury has to be careful because he walks straight back into it. And again,
I 100% agree with you. But Fury had 4 Fairy Fires, Holbert. 4 Fairy Fires. He's down to 1. That's what happened in the top lane. They went on him, he popped the Fairy Fire.
He's just reminding that they can be used, right? Like, he's reminding everyone that these are activatables. They don't just give you 2 damage. They also...
So much gold, though.
A bottom lane, actually. Remedy, he's in trouble here. Caught out. They want to finish the job. They want first blood. Remedy gets bashed up as well. Why am I so excited? Oh, I love Dota too much. That's the problem right there. But of course, that also is your first blood. And it's going to go the way of Team Pingu.
I love that so much, though. Spooked instantly with the dude, I love this game so much, OJ voice line. Instantly. The mental warfare has started. Seeing this type of thing from players. Oh, blocks here?
Yeah, they're actually starting with a vengeance here, Team Pingu. They don't like you right now, notAhero. They think that their draft is just fine. Oh, it could be more, actually. They're gonna... Oh, wow. They're gonna let that one go. But there's actually a lot of damage here dealt to the Earthspirit. So he can't really contribute much to this lane right now. He probably has to... Well, there's a bottle. Oh, yeah, he's gonna help out his buddy. Yeah, have a sip. Baron, and it means that they'll survive it nicely. What do you think about this mid lane? How's it going? What are your thoughts?
That's actually what I wanted to direct your attention to as well. This is kind of a farm trade at the moment. Dragonite can't really kill Zeus until he hits level 6. But look where Junaid is farming. He's constantly on the side of Tatsu because Zeus can't really kill Dragonite as well. He did opt for a level of the static field, so health reduction 4%, which is really good against DK.
Could be something interesting here. Baron actually is going to steal the retreat. Sorry for interrupting you.
They're fine. So Zeus builds is really weird at the moment. You either go max arc lightning or static field, or you try and prioritize the lightning bolt. But he's gone for a 2-2-1 build, and that's mainly because he's up against a DK. Static field, the health reduction on the Dragonite just ignores his natural dragon blood, the regen, just keeps chunking at his HP and reducing it. But they are neck to neck in this mid lane. 35 faster to 32, constantly trading. But oh wait, what? A8 goes down, and they go for more.
Yeah, they're going to go on bottom lane here for Remedy. Unable to bring him down. Weaver goes down the top lane as well. Fury wants to get something out of the deal, but he's actually going to run down by Baron. Has to back off towards his own tower. He doesn't have a huge amount available. He does have the infused range drops, but I hope you see it. In comes Unique. Wants to make something of it. Does it connect? Yes, it does. Of course it does. Doesn't dislodge from that. Baron now possibly going to lose his career. That had a boost of speed and a clarity on it, which does not... It doesn't feel good, that's for sure. We'll be able to TP out, he's going to go all the way back to base, and he's going to have to walk a lot slower. I mean, he's got so much skill, he'll be fine.
But that has forced us the Lina rotation into the top lane. Slardar can fight this PL 1v1, so I don't think they're too worried about that. So Lina can start moving now. Slardar's a full level above Remedy on the PL, and you can see the bullying is commencing. He's having a pretty good time. He's got 29 CS.
Alright, mid lane, Tatsu in trouble here. They're going to run him down. Finish him off with Breathe Fire as well from Junaid.
So that's the thing. Like Junaid having, even the Zeus are tired. Okay, he's pulling away now, but this Dragon Knight's going to be able to do way more on the map from a pressure perspective than this Zeus will. Yes, Zeus can still ulti and he can dish out damage. He'll probably just rush Blink Dagger here after treads, and he's going to start running around the map with Darkseer, Iron Shoulder, blinking onto people, stunning them. Earthspirit will follow up, so their tempo is going to increase extremely. Like, it's going to go to a very high level once he gets this Blink Dagger. And it's going to be an early Blink Dagger. He'll probably have it around 10, 11, 12 minutes. And Junaid's going to be a monster on this map. Oh, they're going on the Zeus again.
Going all over the show at the moment. They do manage to catch out the mid Zeus, but bottom lane also under fire at the moment. But they're going to bring the support. Fury's back down there as well. They want to find the kill onto the support. They're not going to get it in the end. So the rotation does not pay off. At the very least, they keep the Slardar alive. Spook will jog this one off.
That's very significant because Tatsu on the Zeus just respawned. He TP'd into lane. He didn't land there for more than a second and he died again. Dragonite has popped Dragon Form. This tower is going to take a beating if they don't rotate a hero into this lane. Lina needs to get here. She's their wave clear. And she needs to get to this mid lane right now. Does she have a teleport scroll? No, she doesn't.
Bot lane, Unique in trouble. He's going to get off the light strike rate, but beautifully read by Remedy. Has to back off though because he's got help. It's going to come in the form of the slaughter, and he may just pay for this with his own life. No, in comes the help. Zeus gets some revenge. Remedy as well as Evesports going to be able to walk the Sumsky in a little bit of trouble here, being beaten down. He's getting some love taps from Fury. That's not going to really startle him too much. But
they lost the mid tower during all that.
Oh yeah,
they lost the mid tower.
That's
like the only hero that could defend that at that stage was Lina, because Zeus didn't have a TP scroll because he died right after TPing into the lane. And that's their mid tower down. Dragonite, next Dragon Form was going to rotate top. Oh, they're actually going on top? We're going to Doxy, it's fine. I'm lying. So on the next Dragon Form, which is 16 seconds away, he's got an Arcane Rune, Hellbird. He's going to pop this Dragon Form, go for this top tower. They're just going to have free map control. They're going to start applying pressure. Is Baron going to move to the bottom for this? No, he's going to stay top with the Dragon Knight. They can probably kill with a surged up Dragon Knight with Arcane Rune. But there is 3 heroes for Pingu in the bot lane. Trying to... Oh, Remedy.
Fury finds a friend. But
they're trying to set up with the Bane sleep into stun combos from the Lina and the Slaughter. But he just had too many Illies out there to get anything from us.
Well,
Junaid's
they're still interested in this, may I add. Fury is still coming around the back line, and they might... Oh! There's a CSGO term for you if you're into timing. And okay, he doesn't care. They're after Junaid, that's why he doesn't care. They really want to even smoke for this. Fury, not there. He's gonna get the sleep off. Nightmare goes down, but they turn their attention first originally to the support. Back line though, look at the aggression. They're gonna turn this one around. Unique in trouble, should be brought down, gets off the Dragon Stave, but does die. In comes the Dragon Tail from Junaid. He wants to finish off Fury as well. Got the support he needs as well. Fury in trouble, potentially falls here. One more hit required. Breathe Fire gonna be more than enough in the end. They do trade off the Earth Spirit, but that's definitely a fight that they'll be fairly satisfied with in the end.
Yeah, and he popped the Arcane Rune before he used Dragon Form on Junaid. So lower cooldown on the ultimate. He's going to be fight ready quite quickly. They got 2 kills out of it.
Sorry, hold on, it's not over. We tried to fight him, but it didn't work out for him. We actually got caught by the Dragon Tail walking into it.
He's got
no support there, so I'm not.
He's got blink.
That's a sub 10-minute blink as well on a DK that is having the time of his life. So let's be reasonable and say that this is
and he's got a DD
man's game to win or lose. Oh wow,
yeah, he's got a DD as well.
Well, if we're keeping up with my CSGO analogies, timing once again, because he's going to be able to use that DD with his blink reveal, and there are things in this life that might make you happy, and that's one of them. I actually wonder if he hangs on to his this reveal until he gets the Elder Dragon back up again.
Yeah, 10 seconds
play, yeah,
because of the Arcane Rune. Yeah, he's just going to go straight top now.
100%. notAhero feels like solid, I can't even speak, because they're not even waiting for it. They're going to go immediately onto Fury. A blast flying through as well. Will connect nicely and make sure they do get the kill for free. I mean, yeah, they don't even want Junaid to be part of this. You are not allowed to be part of our kills, they say. It feels like this is starting to get away from Team Pingu. notAhero. What do they do? Oh, very low. Unique wants to finish the job, will get the score he needs to do so. Remedy going to back them up though. Baron also running down, gets a nice vacuum off onto Tatsu. Of course, having a really hard time mid now. Going to be brought down again. Unique wants to help out. Again, Remedy just does not care for Light Strike Array. He'll ask him to keep it to himself. And Unique should be brought down here again. Remedy playing very aggressively here. Realizes that with the Zeus down, good chance he can pick up the kill here. And it's going to go the way of Junaid instead. He blinks up. There you go. Finally, I get to use my blink dagger.
The Iron Shell stole it though. It actually went to Baron.
Okay, fine. So he's not allowed to have a game anymore. That's basically the decision you're telling me.
Yeah. So that was a nice little play by Remedy. Most PLs wouldn't get involved so early, but
they catch up the Weaver. He didn't have a chance. There you go. Ah, that'll do.
Yeah. Blink, Dragon Form, just double damage. He's using the runes that he's getting extremely well. He used the Arcane Rune with the previous engagement. Now he's gotten a kill on the Weaver with his double damage. So the rune control by Junaid's been very well. He wants more.
Oh, well, get up the steam strip for the back line.
Nice block!
Oh, what a beautiful bit of work there. Interrupts it, but will pay with his life. In the end, does not work out, but does mean they save the DK. You know, honestly, I know that they lost that fight. They lost the AA, they lost the Earth Spirit, but man, did they look good losing it.
But Tatsu there, he ran in front of Bane to keep the ulti channel going and forced Earth Spirit to use the silence to stop the channel. It's probably that he would have casted those spells anyway, but it was just a nice little thing to see. My Bane's ulting, I need to block this Earth Spirit from hitting him. So Joba has got the Maelstrom. He's opting for no boots this game. He's going straight into SNY, which is fine on a Weaver. I think this game he needs to be able to be fight ready earlier, and just going straight into SNY, that could work. But Pingu now putting some pressure on the bottom tower, but I don't think
Hey, blast is
he
good.
cares really much. Yeah, I don't think Exdee cares really much. 5 heroes in this bottom area while Exdee is kind of split out. Everyone's getting additional farm. Remedy and Burn are farming jungle stacks. Supports and Janae just pushed out the mid lane. Because look at the tier 2 middle for Dire. It's being pressured. And Exdee knows they're not defending this yet, so they have to be in the bottom area of the map. They can kind of roam freely. They did see the Zeus TP in there just before the vision faded, so they know the heroes are kind of rotating up now. But are they going to smoke here? What has Burn done? Burn's gone for the Greaves. I usually see him rush Aghanims on Doxia, but is it needed this? It's good. I guess against Zeus it's effective HP. So, but the Greaves is just topping them off again. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a Holy Locket later on for this healing strat. But Exdee is ready to go.
They want to fight. They're smoked up and they're going to walk straight into the Weaver. They dropped on the Eye. I love this thing. The Eye of Sauron has been dropped. But unfortunately for them,
Unique's coming in.
Oh, he saw this! Oh wow, they actually catch out Unique on the back lines. They'll finish him off as well. And they get the smoke off onto the Weaver. Also connect with the ALT. Can they turn this? A lot of damage done to the AA, and they will finish him off with the Chain Lightning. Baron now in trouble there, finish him off. And that haste rune, they're saving it for Junaid. He's going to get the support that he needs, though. Or rather, going to be able to get out with the running boulder. But that was a pretty good fight. They go back in, and they want to finish off this DK. He's got a haste rune, but he is out of here. This is, in fact, not where he wants to be, and he has decided to leave. But a great little passage of play for Team Pingu. Might be rewarded with a T1 tower, but looks like Exdee aren't willing to give it up that easily. They're going to fortify, and in they go. They do get the rolling boulder going wide. A blast does connect on two beautifully. Fury wants to finish off the Earth Spirit. He's going to come in his ultimate. Is this a mistake? In comes the vacuum. Not a great one with the wall on the back line, but they do have on the back line. Spook's in trouble. He's trying to back off. Light Strike rate goes down. This time, not going to be able to save Spook. He's going to be brought down. 2 for 1 in the end. Don't know about that LT on the Earth Spirit. Maybe it's a different fight.
No. He has to do that because the Earth Spirit is kind of the person that's stopping him from ulting. Darkseer doesn't want to use Vacuum to stop a Bane ulti, and Dragon Knight wants to be stunning cores. So the Earth Spirit is constantly hitting 2 3-man boulders with silencers, and oh no, Unique!
Oh yeah, he's been caught out here again, and they're just cruel. Hey, Blast can walk right into it.
Perfect!
Should be enough. The illusions will make sure. Well, actually, hold on. I feel like that's...
I think he's going to take. No, he's going to take. He's going to take.
Okay, so he's down. He's down. What a frantic game, notAhero.
Ski on this Earth. Yeah? Ski on this Earth is just causing so much trouble. Like they almost caught the Dragon Knight middle. Fury was ready to grip him, and Ski just hit a 3-man boulder with a silence. Oh, he's caught middle.
Yeah, they really are tired of him. I mean, you called it. You definitely casted Curse there, man. I hope he sends you a ferocious email after that one. But anyways, with that out the way, you're going to try to get more out of this as well. They're moving on to the tier 1 tower mid. Spook aggressively blinks forward. Isn't going to find anything though. Game's really close. I want to see what the stats say actually. So at the moment, net worth, as you can tell, not a huge amount in it. 3k almost in favor of Exdee. Experience also mirroring that. And the win probability is a big one though. 86 to 14% at the moment. So Dota thinks that Exdee are going to win this, but it's a really close game. And we promise you that Team Pingu is good. And they're not looking like a side that's outgunned per se. It's just, I guess, the way that the hero matchups work out is what we're...
Yeah.
It's what is the problem here.
We spoke about tempo earlier, and Exdee can play with way more tempo at the moment. It kind of feels really bad for them to fight without Zeus ulti or Bane grip. They need both those tools to kind of make Exdee decide, okay, we just took a lot of damage, we don't really want to fight this. But the tempo from Exdee, from the Earth Spirit and Dragon Knight with this blink, the PL has Hood and Diffusal, so he's not as terrified from the Zeus as beforehand, so he's pretty tanky in these fights. We see him, he's just running at Unique every single fight because Lina's not clearing, like doing damage to him with this Hood. And the tempo that they're playing with on the side of Exdee is way higher. So it's kind of a feels bad because Slardar is not really a farming offlaner, and he's a hero that kind of wants to constantly look for little engagements or little pickoffs. But they have smoke. They're moving to the top lane. This could actually be a really good wrap.
Oh,
If
this
they
is
catch AA,
interesting.
but look at Janae's positioning.
Are they going to get
Like,
up
he's
to the back
protecting
line?
his
Yeah,
team.
they're TPing in the Weaver as well. Remedy going to be able to go down to the low ground with the doppelganger. He's not caught out by Spook, who wanted a piece of this. Well, he can have some as they re-engage a blast in the backline, picks up Unique as well. They get off a pretty decent ulti from the Darks here, and Junaid wants to finish on Spook. He's fleeing at the moment because right now, Team Pingu, this fight's falling apart from them. They managed to get a kill. They're going to be able to potentially save. No, I lied. Not a chance. They're going to lose yet another as Junaid and co managed to make this a 3-for-2. What's important here is the 3-for-2 includes one core against Team Pingu. So they've lost this fight and they're probably going to lose their tier 2 tower as well.
B on the AA just soloed the Zeus. He soloed him, Albert. The Dragonite was slept with the peel in the back lines. He hit that original ulti on the Lina, but it clipped the Zeus. So he had the Ice Blast ticks on him, and he just cast Cold Feet on him and kept hitting him with Chilling Touches, and he actually soloed him. He did die for it, but B will take that any day of the week. Him trading his life for a pos 2 Zeus, he's smiling all the way to the bank.
Well, they literally are possibly smiling all the way to the bank, because this one, as we mentioned, is an enormous matchup. The win here makes you look pretty good to find yourself in the money at some point in this tournament. So quite literally a big matchup here between the two squads. Obviously, early days indeed. Team Pingu can still potentially pull this one back. I don't agree.
A full BKB completed.
Okay, I was going to say I don't agree, but that is actually a pretty big... okay, point is that right now it's 10-90 split at the moment for team win probability with how Val feel about it, but I don't think it's that dire. I think that there's...
Yeah, I think it's a bit skewed, because the Dota Plus win probability really likes heroes like PL, and as long as PL or like heroes like Spectre is in the top 3 net worth spots, it really swings that net worth probability. So I don't think it's as dire. It's only 3k. If we look at this, Lina is actually getting farm as well. He's got an 8th lens who's going for Yules next. But, oh wait, AA goes down. Starter picked him up. Spook caught him, and then Tatsu just nuked him down. Like B going down on the AA.
Take that.
But that's what they have to do. This AA can't solo your Zeus in these fights. You have to get him out of the draft, because he's just doing way too much work. So just kill this AA. He's a squishy target.
I want to slow this down.
To say something.
No, I am. But I want to ask you a question, right? Because I'm kind of curious. I feel like this game is too fast. I honestly feel like Exdee, this is the tempo they want to play at. I don't feel it's the tempo that Team Pingu want to play at. I mean, I'm looking at a Weaver, Sanjin Yasha, Maelstrom. Like, it's not a bad amount of farm he has. I mean, he's not grossly underfarmed or anything like that. But I'm pretty sure as a Weaver, you like to be kind of like, I don't know, like a BG. You want to be a BG. You want to just kind of take it easy. You want to go to the side lanes, surf it up in the side lanes, farm some crep, and then eventually you come back to drop some hits. That's what you want to be, a BG. And right now it feels like Exdee online that happen.
I don't think they can do that because of the scaling potential of Exdee's draft. Dragonite becomes a complete monster. He's going AC next, and after that he'll probably pick up Aghanims, and he'll just be a complete terror. Weaver this Maelstrom is not going to do anything to him because he's finishing his Mjolnir as well. So the bulk of his damage is magical at the moment, and PL has a hood and Dragonite has a BKB. So it's very hard for this Weaver to outfight these cores on the side of Exdee. He's going to need slaughter.
The catch of Tatsu, it's a big one. And read the text, enjoy it for a moment. It's big and red, it's godlike. Junaid at the moment, just looking so good. I mean, this is a feels good moment for you, right? I mean, you're not playing against some, B-grade opponent right now. Pingu are a great side, and to play that well, to be 9-0-4 in 21 minutes is it's something to really take a step back at and just appreciate, because these are good players that Junaid is doing this against, and he's making everybody else on his team's life so easy.
And Pingu had last pick and they opted for the Zeus, and he's had a contribution in this matchup, but the moment that the DK pick came out, it was a deny pick against Pingu, and it rounded off the draft really nicely. Opting for something like a Timbersaw middle or a Viper middle, I know they have AA in their draft, But I think if they went for like a Viper, just straight up a Viper. I know that's not a Tatsu type of hero. Tatsu likes these flashy initiator or like high damage dealing heroes. But just pick Viper and break this Dragon Knight so your Slardar +1 can actually kill him. But it's just been weird. Like, the Zeus's impact has been a bit off, I guess. He was waiting for the Ags. He had an Aether Lens beforehand. But look at Exdee's positioning. Junaid is gonna just run straight up. Like, they can't kill him with his BKB. There's no damage. The bulk of Weaver's damage is magical.
So what do you do?
So,
I mean, what? If you were captain of Team Pingu right now, obviously, for those who are not aware, for those who've been living under a rock, obviously not a hero, former current captain of Salt. I don't really know how that works these days, but experienced Salt captain. What are you telling the boys? What are you saying? What's the plan here?
So you need some ability items like 4-star etc. or Glimmer Capes. Mainly just because if Dragon Knight blinks someone, you want to be able to save them. Because it's just literally a DK stun into an A ulti, and that's the rinse and repeat that's happening at the moment. Glimmer providing that additional resistance. Just get those things, and then your Slardar kind of has to double down as a secondary form of damage. You can see he's going this BKB next, which I think is the right call. A lot of other Slardars would have liked to go Ag Scepter here. Just a scouting AA blast there. But he's isolated that he needs a BKB, and then I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, they got the
that doesn't suck, but they return fire, and they're gonna almost finish off the other spot. Hey, you kill ours, we'll kill yours, and they're trying to make something of this at the very least. And the other side of the fight, you can see Joba. He's hunting. He wants to get the back lines. They do manage to do a huge amount of damage to the dogs here. They don't bring him down the remedy all alone here, but he is a tanky fellow as well, so not too concerned, able to shrug that off. In the end, I think they actually make good work. But I mean, Team Pingu, I think if you can trade evenly right now, it's pretty good. But once more, they bring in Spooky, gets immediately Dragon Tail. The Nightmare is out though. Do you want this? They do manage to get off the ulti, and they're controlling the DK, but the vacuum is phenomenal. And Junaid now, he stands and delivers. Remember me? You want to pick a fight with me? He says as he tries to bring down. And he's just short of bringing down Tatsu. Joba, he wants to finish the job onto the support, but he may have messed up here. Beautiful once again, Remedy. He is allergic to Light Strike Array because every single time it is cast, he is outie. Right now, Exdee on the front foot for sure, but so many individual players of brilliance from both teams. This is just fun to watch.
If Joba did not have SNY there for the status resistance, he was dead. He would have gotten cold feeted with the Dragon Knight stun. This life there. Just a Dota mechanic, like nice little heads up play. I need a SNY, but that's 100% what saves his life. But burned biceps with the vacuum to stop that Bane grip on the DK, he would have died. Like 100%. If he doesn't get his BKB off, he dies. And they're so close. You were talking about slowing it down a bit, but Slardar is 100 gold away from his BKB. Just get that, and you're ready to go again. That's kind of the tool that they need. This AA blast and the stuns are causing too much chaos. This Earth Spirit, the boulders, the silencers, and Mana Burn from PL, obviously. Like taking away a big chunk of PL. Oh, they're going on top? They're going to catch the Weaver? Nice. Yeah,
Joba in trouble. The AA blast flies as well. He's going to get caught by it, actually. I don't think it's enough damage to really cause any grief, but he decides that it is time to get out of there. Backs off back to base. Takes the good old TP Arena. But look at Exdee, they are playing with such confidence. Yeah, this outpost, it's ours. We don't want you to have it anymore.
Fury just skimming the tree line there. Don't see me, don't see me, don't see me. And he just like ran away. Exdee needs to push out lanes and then... Oh wait, are they going for this?
I mean, this is a precarious position. There's some vision down there. Oh, he goes in, he misses though. This could backfire horribly. But Spooked is able to get out of harm's way. It's a misfire, it's not going to be punished though, but guess what? Joba takes a lot of damage. Careful that cold feet. Manages to walk it off.
Oh my god, they caught Spook with a vacuum.
Trouble. BKB not going to be able to get popped in time. A blast flies through. They manage to keep it alive a little longer, but he does eventually fall. They should be able to finish and will finish off Gihan, but now they're in trouble here. They're going to lose yet another one. Nice defensive. Like onto Unique, but it's not enough. They're dancing around within that Nimbus. They're able to get out of it, and they want Joe, but that sentry is caught out here. Doesn't have time lapse, does have the Sakuchi though. Watch out! But there's so many wars, they can see everything because the Eye of Sauron sees all.
They're gonna go Roche. They're gonna go Roche. They must go straight into the Roche pit.
All Remedy agrees.
Dragon form is still up for a little bit, they can use it. But the positioning from Exdee and like the setup, like the sentries just on the high ground, on the low ground, just making this Weaver's life extremely difficult. He's going Lincoln Sphere next, but I don't think it's enough. PL can just break it, AA can break it with cold feet, Vacuum still applies to you. Oh, Zeus bottom? Is Ski going for this? He's going for it!
He is going for this. He wants to catch out Tatsu. He will actually get the engagement. I mean, no, not like this. You're a support! You're 5 levels below! Why are you winning? A blast gonna go wide. Tatsu still in trouble, manages to get around the ball, and he might just live and does!
Oh!
Whew, that was close, man, but that is not what you want to see. You don't want to see your mid under so much pressure from a support. If that AA blast had hit, you wouldn't have a Zeus on the map right now.
I also love Ski's mentality. He knows the limits of his hero. He's 5 levels below the Zeus, and he's like, well, I'm gonna kill him. Oh
in
no.
they go, they're gonna catch out the AA. Damage is done. BKB pop to the backline to catch up Fury. Fury, if he survives this, maybe he'll have time to go off the Nightmare. Doesn't quite. They're gonna bring down the Earth Spirit though, and Baron once out. He starts fleeing away. He's got the speed. They actually lost 2 there. Weaver, probably the backline picked up another support, but in the end, Team Pingu, they come on a smidge ahead on that one. They're trading out 2 supports for 1, but it's not enough by a mile right now. And of course, they're playing to that Aegis. And doesn't DK feel good when you have almost level 20, you have your Frost Dragon up, well, you're just doing work, man.
PL is 800 gold away from Heart. I am surprised that he hasn't picked up a shard yet. I guess he wants the Heart first to be able to fight on a more consistent basis. So you should pick up Aghanim Shard now, immediately after this. Like, it's just, he needs to be pumping out additional damage. He can just chuck a Lance onto this Lina or onto the Zeus or Bane even, and they won't be able to deal with it. It'll just be too much damage. We have seen a lot of the Southeast Asia teams go Terrain Core with Shard, and you just can't. Your PL is never in the fight. He just stands on the fringes and he keeps chucking Spirit Lances. You did see on the talent tree, he also took the -3 Spirit Lance CD, so that is on a lower cooldown. I'm gonna go that build, maybe Octarine over Heart. I guess he just wants to tank up and get into the Zeus draft. He wants the raw HP, wants the sustain. When he uses the doppelganger to regen himself back up, because Heart is changed. Not like in the olden days, if you took damage, it would go on CD. It now gives you a percentage-based, nice little HP buff there. And then they just preparing to end this game, HellbirDza. Like you can see, they're starting to. Did they take Roche? Yeah, they did. Roche is on PL. Am I right? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So pushing in this.
That was a while ago. Hey, I don't know how long this win is going to last. Yeah. I mean, obviously PL is huge. Remedy finally elapses the DK, now the most wealthy man on the map. But here's the thing, that actually isn't the longest. I mean,
Dragonite's so farmed. Dragonite's so farmed.
Well, look at the aggression from Remedy. Immediately turns his attention to the Lina. Remedy seems to have picked the fight, but Spooked actually, he whiffed the engagement, so they're gonna have to wait for Slither Crush. May not seem like a long time, but 5 seconds of no form of aggression on this tower means that they know they can do some work here. And they're going to turn their attention now to the melee racks. But Spooked, he actually could have a pretty good double, maybe a triple. Spooked, do you want it? He's waiting, he's still waiting. It's going to be the triple. Goes in with the crush to the backline. Wants to finish off the AA. Will finish off the AA, but is he enough? In they go. Exdee onto the backline. They're going to bring down the first. They want to bring down the bait. Soul Sleep, but that doesn't work in. PL, take that, Fury. You're going to be brought down as well. 3-4 for 1 in the end. They just managed to bring up the squad. They buy back on a couple, and they lose a couple. Once more, they're going to bring back Unique into the fray. But look mid! Look mid, notAhero! We weren't watching it, but Joba took racks of his own. That buyback, though, might be the deciding factor in this. Remedy goes forward onto Unique. He brought back as well. Is brought down as well. They're going to bring back Spooked. He's going to try and deal with Junaid. Junaid's way too tanky for him, though. And they commit to the kill. There's just nothing in it right now. They're throwing everything they have, but Joba, he's all alone. Can he make something of this? He tries to start tagging Junaid, but he's going to get caught out. Does he survive? He's running out of mana. He doesn't get the Sakuchi off. He keeps his team's hopes alive a little while longer. Hold on, Fury. Can you make some magic here? Is the GG going to be called? They're on your throne. You have limited opportunities here. Joba's going to go back in. What are they going to do? They go back in onto Joba. He does get caught out. He gets back to him. He does Sakuchi out though. Fury has the Fiend's Grip. It's now or never. Can they stay alive? It doesn't look like it. The throne's going to fall. And in the end, they go out with a little bit of a whimper. Team Pingu. They look good at times. This is Exdee's map. And they look
they
great
cannot
for most of
let
it.
Junaid have a free game like that. He was the same net worth as a Phantom Lancer Halberd, a flash farming hero. And this last fight, he didn't use his BKB. The entire duration of the fight, he never used his BKB. Wasn't necessary. And Aegis just timed at the end of the game. What a nice little ring there in my ear as the game ends.
Yeah, well, all right, guys. I think we're going to take a quick break. I need a quick break. I don't know about you. I need a quick break just to settle up because we may still have a third game in this story. So hang 10, don't go anywhere because I promise you it only gets better. This is EGL, one that you're watching. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is a fine day for Dota 2. Exdee take on Team Pingu. 1-0, currently favoring Exdee. Don't let the scoreboard fool you. I promise you it is in fact 1-0 to Exdee. If you're just joining in, you are in for, I don't know, just great, high quality Dota. How fantastic was that last game? Not here, I was saying to you during the break that, sure, I think that Exdee were convincing winners there, but Pingu don't look bad, right? They look like a strong Dota team.
I think if the draft was more, if they had more tools to deal with Exdee's draft, it would have been maybe a different story, because the little phases of play, they were using what they could to keep them in the game. And I do just think Exdee's draft was way stronger, and because of that, two teams playing on an equal footing, the team with a stronger draft is going to win. So I 100% believe that Weaver pick kind of ended up split pushing because he never felt that he had an impact in the fight. He kept picking off the AA when he can, and then time lapsing away. We saw him a few times caught out because of it. And then, but just a solid draft from Exdee. Like, the draft was good. The AA pick worked. That Dragon Knight last pick for them just rounded off the draft completely. PL had a free game on Remedy. Ski had a fantastic game on that Earth Spirit. So, and Burrent with that vacuum clutch save on the Dragon Knight so he can get his BKB off. Like, every single player contributed. So I do like what Pingu is doing here. They're kind of changing it up a bit, like going more teamfight oriented. First picking the Mars. So,
sorry, could I interrupt you for a moment? I apologize for interrupting your train of thought, but there's some admin that needs to go out the way. And do you know what feels better than a Junaid DK?
free stuff.
You know, you can't get the punchline like this. Start again. Do you know what feels better than a Junaid DK?
I don't know, Helbert. Tell me, what is better than a Junaid DK?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm so sorry.
We just lost our jobs.
We've just been fired. References to some great casters after. Anyways, you know what feels better than Junaid DK? It's the soft touch of a Evesports EGL shirt across your shoulders, showing with pride that you are supporting this event and you're part of a little bit of Dota 2 history in South Africa. And that I mean sincerely. So, it is that time. I will open up to you guys. If you're watching in game, please join us on the channel. You have to go through the Evesports social media. Is probably the easiest way to do it, because go through to their Twitter, which is EvesportsZA on Twitter, and you get the link to the YouTube channel. It's really funny. I can just see literally people spamming it already. But please only say it once, right? EGL 1 just once in the channel, no more than once, and put yourself into a position where you can win a shirt. And I'm sure the team behind Evesports is finally happy with me for not messing this up for everybody. Just once, so no more.
You put it into the chat more than once, guys. The bot takes you out of contention. So just once, and you can grab that slick prize if you're the person that's nominated. So going back to the draft, Team Pingu starting off, I think, way better. No Lina plus Bane support. They start off with a massive team fight hero like Mars, and it's combo up with probably one of the most picked heroes in Dota at the moment, Snapfire. So they've got push now. They've got massive team fights with the kisses plus the arena. Mars with a cookie on top of him is really good, and they do deal with the CK. So bit of insight. That's an offlane CK. That's a burnt bicep CK. He's been spamming it. He's been practicing it. They do usually combo with a hero with a follow-up stun, so something like a Mirana or Ina as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if they go double stun combo with the CK and the offlane. And the hero is a nuisance. Just runs around the map every time he has his ultimate up and just tries to kill everything in sight. Mars is a bit tankier, so it's going to be harder, and he's got tools to deal with the Chaos Knight as well. But they started with the Oracle. That's very interesting. Banned the Huskar themselves because AA was taken out. And then they picked Oracle. So I like both openers. So
yeah, I just want to say, like, really solid, right? I mean, okay, so to be fair, like, full disclosure, I feel like you and I are bigger fans of CK than most people. Like, just in general, I think we're a little bit biased, but Team Pingu is such a solid opener. I think that Mars Snapfire is such a... I almost want to say, like, there's these websites where you can go and practice drafting, for example. I don't know if you've ever used them, but those websites, I feel like you open up with Mars Snapfire, the person against you just quits. So it's such a good opener. But and then the Shrek. Okay, XD keeping things interesting. Tell me about the Shrek, notAhero.
I think the hero is a very underrated pick at the moment. We do see teams like Liquid running it a lot for Sumail. The hero's shard is really good. His Aghanim Scepter is really good. Pumps out a lot of damage and forces a lot of heroes into BKBs early, which they don't want to do. Something that I am slightly concerned about for XD is they don't really have any tools to get out of the arena. So usually when Mars is picked up so early, you kind of respond with these types of carries like PL or the Spirit heroes. So it's Ember can Remnant out, Void Spirit can jump out, or Storm Spirit can just zap out. So they don't really have, or Juggernaut just spins out, but they don't really have any tools to really get out of the arena yet. They haven't revealed their carry yet. But it is a slight concern if they get 2-3 hero arena Warlock ulted and Snapfire kisses. That fight is done. Like you're just dying unless you have a BKB. I actually did play some pubs with Barons on the week, and he did play CK offlane, so I was participating in that chaotic activity, and he looked good on the hero. So I obviously played with him, and I was the main reason we won all those games. But he did contribute quite a bit on the CK. It's
important to make sure everyone knows that you were, in fact, the main reason that they won all this game.
No. He plays the hero really well. He understands the limits of it, and we were like, he combos nicely with his teammates, and I kind of think that's why they picked it up. They feel there is a hidden gem in it. And you can get some cool stuff, man. You can, like, the Aghanim Scepter is really nice. It's a mini dispel for your entire team across the entire map. It pushes extremely fast. You don't really have any big AoE clear heroes apart from the Fatal Bonds and Mars. So, and if you're expending those spells just to kill CK Legions anyway, then you're not going to win the team fight that happens immediately afterwards.
I need to interrupt you because I really need your opinion on something, and there's a lot to unpack here, and this is a very complex draft in its own right. But I really want to draw attention for just a moment to the Warlock. Now, I'm gonna make a point. So here's a bit of a spoiler. I've been playing a lot of Valorant lately, right? So there's a spoiler for you. But here's the thing.
10 seconds
there's something that a Valorant made. I know this is weird, but just deal with me, right? Just deal with me. There's something about a signature ability, and this really kind of sunk in with me. Like, I really looked at the concept of a signature ability as quite a serious thing, because you think about a Bristleback, right? You would think, oh well, its signature ability is Bristleback, but it's not. It's Cool Spray, right? They're almost unique spells to heroes that really seem to resonate with those heroes. And the weird thing about Warlock is, for me, Warlock isn't Golem. Warlock is Fatal Bonds. And the thing that I feel is that for the longest time, I've looked at the statistics of the amount of damage that a Warlock does in the game. And I think to myself, like, yes, the generic kind of response, like if I would speak to anybody, you know, like any analyst in the world, they'll tell me, like, the problem, HellbirD, is that Golem has too high a cooldown, and he's good in the laying phase because he can support something like a Spectre, for example. But after that laying phase, you're just reliant on the Golem. But for me, Fatal Bonds is so overwhelmingly powerful that I don't understand why Warlock isn't just consistently a ban or pick, because it does so much damage. So, notAhero.
So the problem is it's purgeable, and like Manta BKBs are like standard items in every game, and would you rather have a support that can just stun someone off the bat or deal additional damage in some other way, then oh cool, he's got a good Fatal Bonds off, and 3 cores just pops BKB or Manta and it's gone. So and the hero is slow, it's hard, it can get caught out in the backline. I do think Golem is pretty good. The Upheaval is good in certain situations, but it's such an underrated spell, and it's not necessarily the Fatal Bonds on the Golem which is the problem. I kind of think it's the Last Word and the Upheaval which is the problem.
Good Upheaval is game winning.
Yeah, but it can just be cancelled. Like, you don't want to go BKB on Warlock just to Upheaval people. It just feels horrible. But a bigger factor that I want to kind of mention here is that XD is going like extremely like international meta pick at the moment, apart from the CK. Oracle is extremely destructive with Leshrac. You get a Leshrac, you ulti him, you false promise him in the fights, and he just keeps pumping damage. So that's that's a lot of damage that's going to come out. We're going to have to see early BKBs on this Bristleback and Mars. But then the Spectre pick is something what I want to speak about, because Spectre has seen a revival in the pro scene, HellbirD, because Echo Saber Rush on Spectre, and you prioritize Dissimulate
I
over the
threw up on
Decimate.
my mouth a little bit because you said Echo Saber seriously, but I
No,
hear you.
it's completely broken. Like they max Dissimulate over Desolate. You take one level of Desolate just for the lane, so you have some harass if they do hit you. But then your Spectre just needs to jump into a team fight and pick the hero that's the furthest away from its allies, and it's like 3-shotting them with an Echo Saber with plus 60 damage on per hit. A support just dies, and it looks so good. It gives them mana, so you can farm with dagger more efficiently. It makes him tanky, so the Desolate itself also is more beneficial. And it's looked good. Like, I'm not a fan of Echo Saber, but this in the pro scene they've done this Echo Saber Spectre build, and it just looks completely broken. I do like the Bristle pickup, and I do like the Puck pickup from Pingu, then response to it. And they have banned Viper and Razor, so just trying to ensure that this Bristleback isn't completely destroyed in these fights. But they've got no break for Spectre, and there's no break for Bristleback as well. And Spectre can now go into... you don't really want to build Silver's Edge on Spectre. It feels horrible. I don't know. Like this Bristle and Spectre is going to have pretty good games. Because no one really wants Shadowblade, yeah? There's no breaks. What is the response from Exdee? Kunkka.
You know what's interesting about that? That's actually a hero that doesn't mind building a Silver Edge.
Silver's, yeah. I like it a lot. It also rounds off the draft. They needed a bit of catch, but that's a support Leshrac then. Okay.
I mean, isn't that kind of also the point of Leshrac? Because he's that good at being able to be picked up in the middle of your draft. And you know, in the beginning he was going to be a Junaid hero, and now he's going to be on those boards.
We spoke about this stun into stun combo in the top lane with the CK, and that's kind of what the Leshrac is giving them. So it's going to be a Chaos Bolt into an Earth Splitter, and then Leshrac will probably follow the damage up with some Edict. Yeah, I like it. It's into a Bristleback though, so it's not the easiest kill. If Fury on this Warlock does overstep, he's probably going to die instantly.
But if he doesn't overstep, he gets killed by Remedy. This is one of my problems with this. Like, just not like this series. This is my problem. Exdee just too good at drafting. Like, here's the other thing as well. Like, Junaid, he's gonna pump fake Tatsu mid, and he's gonna smash him with Riptide. Sorry, not Riptide. That one, you all know what I mean. Kunkka's ability. He's gonna just smash him. Tidebringer, thank you. He's gonna literally just Tidebringer him after pump faking it, because he can do it endlessly, but you can only phase shift once, right? So the positioning is so difficult for Tatsu in mid with that puck, and you can just keep pump faking that. And I do actually feel like, because of Kunkka is so naturally tanky, he's one of the heroes that doesn't care too much about the amount of damage that puck can put out. Now, bear in mind, I would still say that this comes down to a skill-based matchup, but I just feel like Junaid is on fire right now. And as much as I respect Tatsu as a player, I just think I wouldn't want to be Tatsu right now. Even if I was as good as Tatsu right now, I wouldn't want to be Tatsu right now.
But even in this mid-game stretch, you spoke about this Kunkka pick and the drafting. Like, this Kunkka pick rounded off their draft so nicely, because their draft is tanky. You've got CK, Spectre, and Kunkka as cores. Even if all three of those heroes get caught in the arena, if Kunkka gets the boat onto them and there's an Oracle behind, they're probably surviving it. Even with Snapfire and Warlock ulti on top of it. Like, it's a tanky draft, and this run into the Mars arena is just, I think it's really good. Because if Mars dodges the boat, he runs out of his own arena, and then you kind of lose that entire duration of it. I do still think Team Pingu has better tools this game than they did the previous game. Although we're going to see some action here. They scouted it. Fury's running.
Let's see if they make something out to get off the engagement here onto the Warlock. But Fury and Co, they're alive. Yeah, Fatal Bones does connect. Well, there's that ability. They're going to probably get the first blood onto the Oracle. Running away, fleeing away. Everyone's running towards the Oracle. Like, no, ridiculous. He manages to survive, so the first blood actually goes the other way. Eventually they manage to finish the job, but Fury will fall as well. So it goes 2-1 the favor of Exdee, and they manage to get the first blood. And it's all thanks to one man just, I don't know, too sad to die?
Look at Joba. Joba on the Bristle. He's like, okay guys, I'm gonna go get the runes on this side of the map. he just bailed. I think he threw one cool spray and he's like, okay, I'm out of here. This is not where I want to be. So they get 2 runes out of it, so there's at least something there.
Slow start to this next matchup here.
Yeah, lanes are very interesting. This CK actually can lane against Bristleback. Like Bristle obviously really good against melee heroes, but I wouldn't be surprised if Burn puts additional levels into the Chaos Strike here just to get that lifesteal up. But Fury is spamming the Fatal Bombs on the top lane. It's going to push out this lane. I guess with Bristleback he's already using Cool Spray consistently, so just making sure that lane pushes faster.
These players know this is going to happen, right? So they're intentionally doing this, and if so, why?
To push on the lane, they're going to try and get the seesaw going, or Fury's going to start stacking and pulling. They don't want to give this Leshrac CK chance to like stun and do stun combo with damage. So they do have control of the lane. Oh, there they go.
And they re-engage onto Fury. He's already died once. They're going to connect with the Split Earth as well.
Nice block.
And Fury, just too good at Dota, man. Like, that's not fair. Like, is that fair? I don't feel that. That's cheating. Don't get loaded as well. Again. Oh, and
Janae just killed the puck.
What?
Janae just killed the puck.
Did he pump fake it? That's all I really care about right now.
I don't know how that happened. That level 3 Kunga just killed Tatsu on this puck. And Puck is a Tatsu hero, by the way. It's one of his signature heroes. It's one of the most played that we've seen him on. And he's a good Puck. But Janae just solo killed him. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, watch this space. There comes a time where you just start noticing players. You just see them consistently overperforming. You realize they're not the same player they used to be, and that's not an insult. Bottom lane, sorry, hold the thought, because he's going to pick up one. Spook's in a little bit of trouble as well. Remedy has to back off. Pingu do find one, and that's useful on the Oracle. And more importantly, they probably put a little bit of pressure on Remedy in this bottom lane. But watch this space, because like Junaid's like he's been a good player for a while now. But the fact is, as he kills Tatsu again mid lane. Like, he wasn't
going on top as well.
This is crazy. This is actually crazy. Top lane, Joba in trouble here. Okay, Team Pingu, they are falling apart in the second matchup. Exdee just looking so good.
But the thing is, like, this... Kunga can lane against Puck, but this was just like complete outplay.
Sorry.
Like, Tatsu's like a good player.
Please look at the levels. That's the scary thing. I mean... This is not outplayed. This is done. This is rotator support and dual lane or something, because I mean dead lane mid? I don't know. And once again, Tatsu's an incredible Dota player. Like, don't think for a second.
Yeah.
Most of you watching right now,
think we're flaming him.
Put it that way.
Don't think we're flaming him.
That good.
Yeah. We're not flaming him, but like this is a phenomenal performance by Junaid. Like killing this Puck twice. He's level 5 Puck. Tatsu's level 3.
No, it's over. You can't play this lane anymore. Like you've lost.
He's gonna have to get 6. He's gonna have to get 6 and then just immediately rotate to a side lane to try and get a kill. That's how he plays this matchup now.
I actually want to watch.
He's going for another.
Once again, it's Tatsu's hit again. I think Tatsu's hit again. He's caught out again. It looks like he's gonna just wind him up with Fairy fires out of it, but like.
It's resources spent though. Yeah, he can't get close to the creep wave. Look at Junaid pump faking it. Consistently, just if you're getting close to the creep wave, I'm gonna kill you.
He's gotta be careful because he's got the time bring up again. I mean, this is what I was saying in the drafting phase. It's just it's not about whether or not like Puck can beat the Kunka. It's like you just don't want to play against Junaid right now. This is a human being that is feeling himself. He's having a great time and he's killing Tatsu again. Goodbye. One more tap. Nice. Cool. So that is, and I want to point this out, how ridiculous. That is, this man has got 5, he's been involved in 5 kills. 3 kills, 0 deaths, 2 assists. It's 5 minutes into the Dota game. That is a ridiculous performance. Like, you can just, observe it.
Going on top as well?
Just watch mid. Okay, fine. I was lying. Please watch top. Because Joba going to be caught up by the Split Earth as well. Baron in support. Should be able to finish the job.
He needs to watch out.
Trying to give some love taps here. They could turn this one around. There's a lot of damage. Baron wants to finish the job. That may have been a mistake. Because they're tapping down one. Bounty. If they want to kill. In the end, they're not going to get away with it. But this game feels done. Oof. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't see how you play Dota when your mid is just... it's like, once again, mid lane, so much pressure being put on.
Saving gracious, the Spectre hasn't had a free lane. He's
Bottom
only
lane,
sitting on
talking of
18
which,
spears.
Oracle in
Oh,
trouble, going to be brought down. He's going to turn his attention onto Unique. Unique is low, but he's got the supportive speak. He's just dancing around, leave me alone. But no ways he can deal with him. And as you mentioned, he's...
killing spree on Remedy.
Hold on. What was the build you said
Killing
again?
spree. Echo Saber.
Yeah, the skill build.
So you go 1 level into Dispersion, and then you max Desolate.
Yeah, take a look over at Remedy, because he doesn't agree.
Yeah, I think it's no. So what happens is he's probably taking quite a bit of a harass from the Snapfire plus Mars on the lane. So he opted for 2 levels of the Dispersion. But he's gonna start putting levels into Desolate now if he's going this Echo Saber. He's got it queued up, so you don't want Echo Saber with no Desolate. So and it's pure damage on Desolate. So it's plus 60 damage, but it's pure Halberd. So in normal terms, it's close to like plus 80 or plus 100 extra damage.
Well,
yeah, it's just harass. He's taking a lot of harass on this lane. So he decided 2 levels of Dispersion.
Well, guess who's bottom? Junaid connects as well. He wants to bring down Spooked, and why not? Why not share the love a little bit around the map? Immediately goes back towards mid lane where Tatsu's waiting for him. At least he has Dreamcall now, so he's some sort of threat, but he's huge. And look at the damage he's putting out.
Oh,
no,
he's back
Tatsu,
middle. He's back middle.
He's in trouble at the moment. Tatsu does do a beautiful bit of work. I mean, there you go. You wanted to see if the man was skillful. He just proved it. That is timing. That's hard to do. So Tatsu clearly showing that he is a solid player, but who knows? Maybe this is a redemption arc. Maybe we'll see Tatsu turn things around. But right now, just look at the net worth, man. Look at the net worth at the moment. Kunkka 4.2k. Tatsu sitting at 2.7.
It's been a complete destruction middle. Junaid has been abusing this matchup. That early kill really hurt the puck, and he was at a level disadvantage. And since then, Junaid has just been looking so solid. Look at what he's queued, Halberd. Look at his items. Look at the Kunkka's items.
Yeah, this is a very old school Kunkka build as well. But the thing is that like Kunkka is very naturally tanky because he gets talents that obviously give him strength, right? So he's a tanky character. His armor doesn't suck either, so his life's good. His gain on strength is also 3.8, so he's a real strength hero. You know, this is the thing about Kunkka. And when you get something like Radiance, it just makes life so hard. Baron in trouble here. He's backing off though as they turn their attention to the Leshrac instead. But look at the damage that comes out of them. But in the end, one TP away. I guess this is the problem with Warlock that he was speaking about. I mean, you just TP out of this lane, no problem. Bottom lane though is where the action is
rotation.
Arena down. They're going to once again commit the boat. Take that. Spook should fall again. He gets off a pretty good God's Rebuke, but in the end he does fall again. 11-4. What I don't quite understand is how is there only a 1k net worth lead at the moment? Because well, like, where's this going wrong? Is the Spectre's the second highest in net worth, followed by, I mean, top lane?
It's the deficit on the Mars and the CK. Oh, Jumbo?
600, I don't understand. It's just, I don't know. This game feels a lot worse than it's letting on.
I kind of want to do those calculations because Kunkka's 2k above Puck and Spectre's above Bristle as well. And Mars and CK are pretty close to each other.
If you look at the net worth drop, to the number, it is closer to 2k to be fair. The XP is the monster though. 3,000 XP at 9 minutes. That's
all on the Kunkka. It's all on the Kunkka.
Yeah, it's probably all on the Kunkka. I wonder why. Junaid is just man. And the one thing I will say is that there's an awkward timing here where if they can deal with him before he's saving up for this relic. But that is so much easier said than done. Top lane, he's gonna make his way there. He wants to once more show his face, make sure people realize that he is effectively a global hero, and he wants to kill yet another core, and he comes, gets the combination off, of course. Junaid can make no mistakes.
That's also a nice little synergy there, X into Leshrac stun, so because you can also X into Torrent, and then the Leshrac can just follow up stun with it. So lots of little cute pick-off potential. They just need to try and get this bottom tower down as fast as possible for the side of Pingu. Even if they commit 5 heroes to it, they do have arena. So use your arena, get 5 heroes down here, try and kill this Oracle, try and kill the Spectre. Get this tower off and then let your Bristleback have some space. Because look at top, Joba went back top. They're running at him.
Yeah, Joba is in fact trying to run this off. He's actually doing a lot of damage. A lot of damage! Joba, can you survive? Can you get both? Joba's time to get angry! Get angry, Joba! Get real angry right now! He's gonna get the snot off as well, and he will get the quill spray off! I mean, if you wanted to break Team Pingu, that was probably it. Never mind.
Oh, Remedy!
Up, wants to deal with them, does do just that. And, oh man, it felt good and then just felt bad.
He has opted to stop putting levels into Desolate now. He's close to this Echo Saber, so he wants to benefit. Oh, he's chasing Tatsu?
But Tatsu does manage to try a phase shift it. I'm not sure he actually got away from the damage there, but
oh, Junaid!
Doesn't matter. Because guess who's there? Just to make sure that the damage that's required is all available right now.
Come be with the voice lines there. They are feeling it this game. Their lanes have gone well. I know the net worth on the CK is a bit down, but look at the net worth on the Leshrac. It's basically a secondary offlaner at the moment on Skihound. Because he's been getting the kills. Like, CK has been setting it up, but the Lesh is the one that's been getting the kills. He's 3-1-3 at the moment, so... But Remedy is 6-0-3, HellbirD. 0-3.
No, it's ridiculous. I mean, we often... Think about this. We often as Sharkcast are so impressed with a team can get a kill a minute. The player is involved in almost a kill a minute. That is absurd. I mean, that's why we went crazy. I don't think I've ever seen this kind of dominance before. Not in a matchup that is as even as Exdee versus Team Pingu. This is a human being that is literally just on the brink of greatness right now.
It's just like 8 picks is rounding off Exdee's draft so well. They're going on bottom.
Dota and Tatsu try and deal with Baron. He gets off the stun as well and will commit the Phantasm, but shouldn't be nearly enough to save him. And even though the Ringer Rosie is committed, it's not going to pay off at all. And bottom lane, they're still trying to put some pressure on Fury on the backlines. Unfortunately, he doesn't have much to slow down the Oracle, but they are going to run him down, and they're going to lose you all as well. They should be able to finish the job and do so. A nice bit of work from Team Pingu. They pick up both supports, so they'll be able to TP mid as they try to help out Spook. He gets off a good arena, and it's on that Kunkka. Finally kill him! They do get the kill they need. They're going to get Courier.
500 gold and a Courier.
And it was an energy booster. For the Leshrac, that's a big deal. That was his arcane boots. And they want to get some more out of the deal. They might have to give this one up, but that was actually 4 for none, hey? That is effectively a team fight. It might be 5 for none because they're still trying to find the work onto this Leshrac. They go into the high ground. Unique, very low. He's going to take a lot of damage. Might fall here and does. But
got the counter kill.
Did somebody die twice? Somebody's gonna have to help me out here. That was a lot of kills for Pingu. That was a big. That was.
And they got the bot tower. Yeah, and they got the bot tower. That's what they needed to do. They needed to move 4 heroes to this bottom lane, push the tower. The Mars was sitting middle because he's kind of their wave clear, trying to keep the mid tower alive as possible. But the moment his teammates communicated that they can go middle, he dropped the arena. They killed Junaid, which was Junaid's on the puck.
Once again, Tatsu in trouble. He doesn't survive this fight. Try to do what he can, but he get caught by. Oh, beautiful Tatsu! I'm a liar. You're still alive. He's alive for a little while longer. He will be brought down in the end, but. You gotta love the small little moments, man. And once again, Junaid, guess what? He catches our Fury. Come here. Wants to do his Mortal Kombat impression. He's Scorpion now, pulls back his opponent, and of course, makes short work of the sport. So Exdee want to make sure that things settle down because, well, you know, they weren't happy with that last phase of play. It did actually put Team Pingu back in this. Let's take a look at the stats at the moment. So 2K net worth, it doesn't feel like 2K. That's the big thing. Almost 4K net worth. That's been recovered from at least 5K. And the net worth, I'm sorry, the win probability at the moment, 76-24 this early on. That's big.
And they have the Spectre though, HellbirD, that's the thing. He's got his Echo Saber now, he's going for Diffusal Blade next. So this Spectre is going to scale significantly. Bristleback is also a hero that scales pretty well. But Bristle, you can ignore a Bristle in team fights. You can't ignore a Spectre. So they try to get some map control back. Yeah, he's gonna be he can choose his target. Yeah. So what Pingu's doing now is extremely smart. They're trying to get the map like under control again. So they've gotten this bottom tower. They've rotated 5 heroes to middle. Pucker's now rotated upwards. So, like, does he really want to be playing with this Kunkka? Oh, Tatsu? No, he needs to get away from there. Just get the mid tower, get the map control down. Look at their vision. Their vision is already set up for this. So on the side of Daya, they've got two wards on the jungle side. So Bristle and Puck are now both start playing in this bottom side of the map. They're going to run into the triangle. This is not good. Don't run up there.
Well, they face checked it, and they actually walked through into Jane. He didn't realize this. Do they want him? They're going to re-engage. They commit the Dream Call as well. A lot of damage is coming. In comes the Coco Rum. It keeps him alive alongside the Oracle. And they turn this one around. Mortimer on the back line. The arena's down. They're going to pick up 2. Junaid. Sorry, mate, but that's not enough heal for you. They pick up 2 at the expense of 2. Remedy on the back lines wants to back out though. But XD, they'll take that. That's a good fight for them. Sorry, Pingu. That was a good fight for Pingu. Making sure that was the right way around, but it looks like XD want to turn things around here. They do get off the stun as well. They're going to toss out the Chaos Bolt, but in comes the ball. Spook looking so good with that one. Remedy, take a seat. Going to be brought down this time. And a bit of fancy footwork from Tatsu keeps him alive, but they kept the Oracle in the surrounds. He wanted a piece of it. He gets it. That was unnecessary. This was definitely a tippable moment, but in the end, Team Pingu, you know, honestly, like I said it before, they're a good team. The fact that Junaid was able to create such chaos, etc.
They're going into the Roach Pit as well. This is huge.
And of course, with Mortimer, they do have a Snapfire and Bristle. They're going to be able to turn this one around. Yeah, oh my word. And Bristleback, look at that armor. And a medallion. Somebody's got it. It's on unique. Roshan's got no chance, but guess what? XD want to back him up. And Junaid's back in the fray with a triple take. He says he's going to catch them all in the Roach Pit. And Junaid finishes off a couple. He's got the support he needs. Unique goes down. He's going to pull back Joba. He wants out. The Fatal Bonds is there. It's not doing enough though. Joba backing off, showing his behind. On the Shrek though. Can they turn this one around? They're still committing to his Bristleback. He's still alive. Dream Core is down. Joba in trouble. They're going to bring down Junaid potentially here. He gets help, but not enough. In the end, XD, they're in trouble. Baron and Co on the run. They're going to attend to Tatsu. They connect with the Chaos Ball, and there is a lot of damage there. Is it enough? Not quite enough, but a misplay means they're going to bring down the puck. Remedy still backing off, and Joba, how are you still alive? How are you still so fresh? He wants to finish the job here. They're backing off. Roshan survives. They're going to finish the job onto the Oracle. What a beautiful, beautiful display of South African Dota. Enjoy that. Let that sink in, seep it in. Because this is about as good as it gets. XD versus Team Pingu. And Team Pingu, they will not go easy into the night. They still want this third matchup.
So this Bristleback is already hard to kill with Eternal Shroud and then Vanguard. But then Fury keeps putting Shadow Word on him. It's an extra 45 like region per second, HellbirD. Like, what is Bristleback? What's his region at the moment?
We going again? Once again, Junaid goes in this time, Spooks in the surrounds. He's going to help out, and they do have the backline sorted out. 2 down already from Team Pingu. They buy back on the Warlock. He's got the Golem wound up as well. Remedy try to deal with Joba. Joba once again shows back. Tatsu back in the fray. Can they turn this one around? Rashad, he's alive. Spook very low. Is brought down. Gets on the spear though. They're going to bring down the Shrek. In the end though, they turn their attention to Fury. He just drops the rock. He wants to deal with Baron. Baron chasing him down. Should be able to finish the job. Unfortunately, his bodyguard not able to do the work. But the fight on the other side of the map might be a little bit different. They've managed to force back XD. Joba turns attention to Baron. Baron, he's got a lot of company here and should be brought down. Roshan is still alive. And finally, maybe, potentially, Team Pingu get their reward as they commit once more to it. In comes Unique, Little Shredder. You need it to break down that armor because the Spectre is still around. They still want to fight for this, but they will go the way of Team Pingu. You can't make this stuff up, mate.
They just can't kill this Bristleback at the moment. You saw the first engagement, they committed onto him, and then they realized, okay, that was our mistake. Secondly, then the second fight broke out, and they completely ignored the Bristleback, and he ended up killing 2 heroes, or 3 heroes. This Joba on this Bristle is a massive problem at the moment, and no one is building a break. So, I think they need to calm it down on the side of XD for a bit, because they have the late game here. If the Spectre gets massive, like he's a natural Scotty builder, which is good against Bristleback. Because the Shadow Word on the Bristleback is just doing way too much work. Like he's got like I think close to 70 HP region per second, and he's got lots of resistance. He's got the Vanguard, he's got the Eternal Shroud. So killing him at the moment is just impossible. Ignore this Bristle, try and play around it, but they're losing heroes because of it. And Baron opted for the Armlet on the CK as a damage dealer, but his impact in these fights is hurting because his illusions are just getting shredded by Snapfire, Mars, and Bristle, and Puck is AoE damage as well. The illusions are just getting completely shredded.
Okay, I need a
Bottom?
breather. I need a breather. I need. Oh no, I'm not loud, right? I'm not loud. Of course I'm not loud. Baron, he manages to escape a little bit of it. Was that a misplay? No Yules on the Mars. Kind of used to that, but in the end, it looks like Exdee are going to get away from this particular fight. Team Pingu have to wait a little bit longer. But guys, you know what? Honestly, like I said, I need a breather. I need a moment to just prepare myself for what's happening, because oh man, South African Dota is just. What a beautiful place it's in at the moment. What a lovely, fantastic, tasty place. But you know what else is tasty, notAhero? Well, apparently it's going to be Tatsu, because they bring him back for free. But what else is tasty? What else is tasty?
That is some illegal game.
Free stuff. Free stuff is tasty. So we're gonna roll for it, guys. Once again, if you're ready for it, if you want the silky caress of a nice Evesports EGL 1 shirt on you, you can remember this moment. You were here, you won it, and it's you, Brad. You won it, Brad. Brad Lee is our winner for the shirt. You're gonna have to speak up in the YouTube chat though, because that's the only way you're actually gonna get it, because otherwise it's gonna re-roll. So congratulations to you if you're still here. But bottom lane at the moment looks like Team Pingu. They're gonna pick up a tier 2 tower of their own. They're gonna start making their way back towards mid, where Exdee are occupying that side of the map. They're also pushing out the top lane as well. And this is something we talk about time and time again. Look at it. This is what a good team does. Top lane pushed out, mid lane pushed out. Sure, bottom lane's been pushed in, but look at all this pressure that is just not there right now. Beautiful stuff from Exdee.
Team Pingu needs to take over the. Oh, okay, they took over the outpost. Tatsu TV bottom. Are they gonna go high? Ages on Bristle, so they probably want to chip a bit. There's still objectives on the map to take though. I'm not sure about this. It's gonna force the heroes back, but Leshrak and CK Illusions are pushing top. He's gonna get a tier 2, but can they defend this?
Oh.
Okay, Kunka's here. Wave clear has arrived.
Oh, he's going to connect as well. He wants to bring down the mod. In comes the Spectre as well. Look at the backline. They dropped the rock. It's onto Rain himself, but he was already managed to get on the backside. They dropped the arena, but Team Pingu, they just don't have it in them right now. And Joba, he's starting to feel lonely right now. He shows his back once more, but Remedy and Co, we don't care. Tatsu, get back here. We have a job to deal with you. Beautiful bit of work, but in the end, just too many options. And now Joba is on an island, and it's an island occupied by Exdee, and we'll hit you from the front, we'll hit you from the back, and we'll hit you all the way back to Fountain. This is our base. Exdee take absolutely no nonsense in this fight. Fight for none, count it.
Yeah, there was still objectives on the map. Like as I said it before they went high ground, there's still a tier 2 middle and a tier 1 top. They felt strong with this Aegis, but such execution by both teams. Spook got X into the boat there, but he blink dodged it. And because Spook blink dodged it, he got the arena off, and then it looked like a counterplay because the puck coil came out. They lost the Warlock so quickly and the Snapfire so quickly. Like Mortimer couldn't even get the kisses off. That's how quickly the supports died. Remedy on this Spectre is starting to destroy these supports, and they need to start getting items to defend themselves. You can see on the side of Unique is immediately just queued up the Glimmer Cape. He needs to not have the Spectre completely shred him. His contribution in these fights are necessary. He needs to be able to stay alive.
Okay,
well, wait.
Team Pingu not just get they want to catch out the Leshrak. It's not a lot, but it's honest work killing the supports, and they're going to commit the LT as well. They bring down the Leshrak. It's something. It's not huge, but it's something. And why not?
It stops a lot of the deep push.
Well.
Yeah, it stops a lot of the deep push because this Leshrak is kind of solo taking towers at the moment. He's just running down lanes, taking towers. You can see his net worth is pretty solid as well. So he's applying pressure on the map by pushing out these lanes. But yes, that's a kill for Pingu, but your Leshrak wants to do that. He wants to be pushing out these lanes. His net worth is growing. He's giving the enemy team a bit of gold, but they're still committing 3 heroes to kill a POS 4 Leshrak. While Kunka is farming with this Radiance, he's got a BKB now as well. And Spectre is extremely close to Manta, which is another power spike for him. Baron did opt for the shard on CK the moment it hit 20, like no other items yet. Armlet shard, really nice. Can chuck it onto these supports. The illusion does a lot of additional damage onto them. They have to deal with it. They can't just leave this illusion to keep hitting them. And we saw that Yoba is now killable, but he's approaching close to Ags as well. He's 300 gold away from the Ags. They won't make another move until he has this. So what is Tatsu going next? Also Ags, to try and counteract some of these. Ags, I guess, they can break the coil with Mars. And you don't really want to stay in Mortimer's kisses. because Kunko doesn't have BKB, but he's the only one. I don't think Spectre's going to go BKB. CK is going Blink Dagger next. So I guess it's just like for combo potential, the additional stun, the additional break damage. So yeah, just a standard build. Also gives him stats which is needed at this stage of the game.
Well, I gotta say, bad news for Brad. By the way, not winning the giveaway because Brad was not here. He's not with us. Perhaps in the water closet. But unfortunately, for Brad at least, that's he's not going to win it. But fortunately for Nicole,
Fortunately for someone else,
they've won it. I mean, it's been that way. So Nicole, are you here? If you are, good time to speak up. Top lane, though. They want to bring down Remedy, dropping everything, including the rock. Take that! That man doesn't have buyback, by the way. He just bought out. In fact, I'm pretty certain he doesn't have buyback because of the buyback status open right now. And I can tell you that on the buyback status, he is not buying back anytime soon. And that means objective time for Team Pingu. Top lane, pretty barren of work done by them so far. I mean, there's a fair amount of damage done to this T1 tower, but it's 26 minutes in. Time to do something. Oh. Of course, it would be immediate response from Team Pingu. This is useful, but I tell you what, you are willing to make that trade. Bottom lane though, guess what? Guess what? It might just get better. But bear in mind, this is a bristleback that you're dealing with, and can the support get there in time? They're controlling and destroying the tank of Team Pingu. Ooh, that is a big one. And what did they bring down? Nothing. Nothing in the courier.
This shard pickup by the CK, the additional illusion, is just pumped up his damage output in these fights. Like, he blinked, devoured the Snapfire. They went on to bottom, Junaid with this Radiance, like, he's doing a lot of damage. So he's going at AC next as well, which will kill a bit into this Bristleback's tankiness. Because he's opting for an Ags next, so doesn't have much armor. Only 13 armor at this stage of the game. So that AC will definitely make him squishier. And they did trade cores there. So Spectre did go down, the Bristle went down as well. The end of the world for Team Pingu. It was a trade, but you don't want to be losing your Bristleback that easily to just a CK and a Kunkka. I guess the Leshrac is pumping damage. Oh wait,
how's it going? Guess who's on the top line though? You might catch out the Leshrac, but Junaid is there, and he wants a little bit of vengeance as well, and he's going to get a lot of it in the form of Remedy picking up to inside the arena. The Colosseum belongs to Exdee, and they want to bring down more. Joba caught out here. He's going to be alone once more because they're going to kill his support. They're going to pull him back with the X. They do a lot of damage with bottom on the back lines though. Joba's still alive. He's still staying up, and he wants to deal with Baron. Can they turn this around? They get the little shredder off, and they're going to be able to... Oh no! He was caught out in the little cookie. They still managed to control this Bristleback, but he does not fall. In the end, he's just trying to limp back to base, but Joba will fall in the end. Just too much control from Exdee. They don't want to game 3. They want to enjoy a nice, clean 2-0 against Team Pingu.
So it's obviously the Diffusal with the Manta that's doing a lot of damage from the Spectre's perspective, but this Echo Saber build with Desolate against Bristleback, he's effectively hitting him for 120 pure damage instantly with the Echo Saber. It's pure, so it ignores the block, HellbirD. Like, Bristleback is losing when he's by himself and he's isolated and he's not close to a team member. He's losing a lot of HP to the Spectre. They need to try and have a body next to this Bristleback so the Desolate doesn't just completely destroy him. That's what makes it hard, because Bristleback kind of wants to be the solo body, the zoning team, like zoning the enemy from away from his team. He went for this Ags ball that slows people down, but Spectre can now 1v1 fight the... Oh wait, Spear top lane. Bristle's TPing in.
Yeah, they're trying to bring the numbers here. They're bringing 2. Joba is on the front lines. Once again, go toe-to-toe with Junaid. The arena's down. It's a good one. They get the defensive Yules coming out from the Leshrac. The BKB's pops as well. They want to fight inside it. They're going to hit with the Coco Rum. And now they turn their attention to the Leshrac. There's a lot of damage on it. Don't overcommit. You know you got him right. Turn your attention to a bigger fish. But right now, that bigger fish is coming for you. Remedy wants to finish off Spook. He's running him down as well. The Mars, he's going to go back to the afterlife because he's brought down alongside his friends. And now Fury's Golem will fall to Exdee.
Roche is up.
It's time. Roshan will be the call. They totally agree with notAhero. They're going to bring down the rock, and then they're going to start making their way towards the throne. Right now it does look like all she wrote. But can Team Pingu pull this back? Bolt doesn't think so. 95-5 win probability.
It's just the net worth swing again. Like, look where the net worth on these heroes are sitting. Junaid, once again, with a farming clinic. Yes, he's been farming heroes a bit. He's 6'3", and involved in 21 kills, HellbirD. Or 27 kills in total. Like, highest kill participation in his team.
Wrong.
And
That's on
he's
Remedy,
top
actually.
number.
30 at the moment. But,
Oh.
like, that space was created by Junaid. So, although I'm enjoying, glorifying it for a moment, like, bear in mind that Junaid, he went for that Radiance build, which I cautioned against earlier on. I said, like, there's a window for things to slow down, but this man has done work, a huge amount of work. And Junaid has made it so that Remedy can just enjoy the fruits of his labor.
Because the first item after the Radiance was BKB, and he isolated a big amount of damage from the side of Pingu is this Mars Arena with Snapfire Kisses, and the BKB has just nullified that. But B's positioning on this Oracle has been extremely good as well. They're not killing him at the beginning of these fights. He's always getting a false promise onto the correct targets. We saw that the bottom fight he got onto the Leshrac, and the course just melted when the Spectre came in because the Leshrac was also pumping out damage. But look at the smoke. They're wrapping into the triangle, but they tier 3 is starting to take damage. And Exdee is gonna know they're not here.
I mean,
Because no one's defending.
I don't know what this is, I don't know what the play here is, but Team Pingu, they're backing off, they're gonna back off, because Remedy, he's on the front line, they're gonna drop the arena, it doesn't catch out the big boy, Curiel on the back line is gonna finish off Unique, and he'll turn his attention to Fury. Sup, buddy, remember me, Remedy's gonna finish off for yet another, they're gonna lose this, what was it, I'm not sure who even died, it was the Bristleback, it was the Bristleback, he's down as well, does he have buyback? Because that's the big thing, Bristleback does not 490 off, which means that Exdee will pick up the racks, they'll pick up the second racks, and they're gonna go fishing, because I want that godlike this time, and Remedy, Spook wants to deal some damage to it though, and he'll be rewarded with a kill that's a kill in an Aegis, because revenge will come back swiftly for Exdee, and Exdee will punch their way, they will break their way into another winner bracket round, because Team Pingu, they put up a massive fight, but let's call it here.
That is something
I can tell you right now that Exdee, oof, man, it feels good, because here's the thing, we talk about Sin 5, we talk about energy, but Exdee have certainly proven right now that they are one hell of a Dota team. And
The
all I
CK
want
hero
the world
looks
right now
completely...
is for WG to do the same, to give us 4 in the running, because we've never had that before. But I'll tell you one thing.
They diving?
They
diving?
They are fishing, mate. They are getting some snook, some trout. They're going to finish things off with a magic carp, because right now, Exdee are looking just chef's kiss beautiful. Congratulations, Exdee, and take nothing away from Team Pingu. I pity the fool who has to deal with you in the lower bracket, because it's not over for you yet. Whew, man.
What a game.
Right?
But it just started from like the drafting phase. I think both games were a little bit of an outdraft. Pingu had a better draft game too. But just the item choices, like the decisions, Junaid's performance both games was massive. He was the highest net worth hero on a Kunkka. I know Spectre doesn't really have a farming tool. He went Radiance. But even Ski on this Leshrac, look at his kills. 10, 6, and 15. Those are core scores. It was immense. 21k damage on Leshrac, hero damage done. He did the same amount as Baron. But also the shard pickup by the CK, the hero just looked completely different with Blink Dagger Shard. You can just jump on targets and blow them up. But they played so well. But nothing taken away from Pingu, but congratulations to Exdee.
Can I make a point? Honestly, I honestly feel this way. Like, so often we look towards the international scene and we think to ourselves, like, how, like, there's these great games, these great international games that you think of, and pick one, pick any that you want to, whether it's the play or, you know, like it's a disaster, whatever it might be, the first thing that comes to mind. In South African Dota, I think back to the limited amount of times we've just had great games where both teams looked so good, where the quality of Dota was so high, the little small details were all there. I mean, I can almost count them on like one hand the amount of times I've looked back and like, oh man, there was a loser, but everyone was just so good. And this is one of those games. And to be honest, we're talking about two teams that are not favorites to win this tournament. I came into this saying that maybe Exdee is the true dark horse of this whole thing. And it's honestly just, it feels so good to see South African Dota in this kind of place, because we're just getting started, notAhero. There's so much Dota to come. There's so many teams coming through. Man, it feels good. It feels like was all worth it. And once again, I think culminating with the community stuff, the teams rising to the occasion, and that means everyone. That means the teams that never made it here, the teams that sat there in the qualifiers and are hopefully watching alongside us right now. It feels good.
What a series. I'm a pretty happy chap at the moment. That was crisp, HellbirD. It was crisp.
Yeah, it was. Enjoy it. If you love Dota, if you love Dota, enjoy it for a moment, because you might be witnessing the start of an international presence right now, because I think we're that good. And I've never said anything like that before, but honestly I think we might just be that good. Okay, cool. I'm done. I got nothing more to say. notAhero, you want to wrap it up? Send us home. Let's go enjoy the rest of our weekend. Say goodbye to everybody.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. I know there were some issues with load shedding, but once again, please share to your friends that the VODs will be going up onto the YouTube channel after this. There'll also be a highlight reel of the game coming out tomorrow. Evesports usually does a 10-minute highlight reel of the game. So if you don't want to watch the whole game and you just want to like catch up 10 minutes, watch the highlight reel, support the tournament, get into those types of things. And for the guys that watched the whole game, thank you so much. Thanks for everyone for the guys that entered the competition. Everyone's great, and thanks for joining us for some top tier South African Dota. Have a great night.